It's time to start Dishin Days with your hosts, Tony Moore, Michael Mattis, Justin Lee Hareld, and Araceli Aviles. And now, let's dish. Why, hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Dishin Days, where we are serving up a full dish of this week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. If you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're here, so do it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you'll never miss when we're going live and in living color, or when we are uploading some amazing content for you. So don't miss out. Subscribe today. Also, if you need to be an exclusive member on our exclusive members only page, grab your laptop and hit the join button for $4.99 a month. You can see some before everybody else sees Days content. And of course, join our virtual event, which we'll schedule one soon. We're tired. So make sure you go ahead and join us on our exclusive members only page today. Also, you can find us on your favorite podcast station in case you need to take us to the gym or to the park, or while you're doing your shopping. You can keep up with all things Days of Our Lives with Dishin Days on Apple Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Just look up Dishin Days and you can find us and take you wherever you need to take us to. We'll be there with you. Also, make sure you show some love to our former co-host and my chocolate twin, Mr. James Lott Jr., over at JLJ Media, who is serving up a couple of utensils of his own, y'all. He has some original audio dramas, plus he has a full recap of your other soap operas, including Beyond the Gates, Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, and General Hospital. So make sure you go and show some love and support to JLJ Media, because James is currently an AARP member and needs all the help he can get in the arms of an angel. For 25 cents a day. Huh?
Those discounts are no joke.
For 25 cents a day, you too can sponsor an old man named James. New material. And of course, throughout the show, make sure you tell us your thoughts. We are in our chat. Our chat room is buzzing. So make sure you go ahead and comment there. And also, if you're watching us later, comment below. I know we don't reply, but we do read them. So before we kick things off, we're going to talk about this more. But while it's on my mind, I want to give a huge shout out to Dual Fan on Instagram, who helped pull all of the first appearances of our dual cast members. I sent him a message and I was just like, hey, would you happen to have pictures of the first day that the current cast appeared on the show? He was like, got it. And I was like, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. He is here in the chat. Thank you, Dual Fan, so much for helping us out. We really appreciate it. It was a hit. So thank you, everybody. I also want to continue giving a huge shout out to Justin Lee Hareld and Araceli Aviles, who yesterday went live for 2 hours on the red carpet for the 60th anniversary, just going along with an idea that I had, and I said, this is what we're gonna do. And they said, all right. And for 2 hours, we were bringing you live on the red carpet. So thank you.
Thank you, Tony, for putting it together and for having the idea for the photos. That I told you before, that was a brilliant idea that the cast really enjoyed. And if
they loved it.
They really, really did love it and enjoyed it.
Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. Shout out to my mom. Thank you. Yes. So that idea was told to Justin and Araceli in line as we were at the Emmys, and I was like, what if we do this? And it was actually supposed to be a separate content thing. And then I was like, well, we should just do it here because why not? But anyway, we'll talk more about the 60th later on in the show. Coming up also later on in the show, we will have finally Louis Tomeo, Aaron Greene joining us live. Yes, he will be here live to talk all things Aaron Greene. So you guys make sure you stick around for that. He is very excited to join the show. He has been wanting to come on the show for a very long time. It almost seems like we were like, no. Yeah.
I told him in February. I told him way back at our party in February. Just let me know when the storyline's gonna blow up. And then he's like, oh, it's gonna be a while. I was like, okay. I promised him, look, when it happens, we would love to have you on.
It's like, well, we'll see you in a while then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's coming on today. So I'm really excited to have him to really give some more insight. All right. So what did we think of this week's episodes of Days?
This was a good week, I thought.
Yeah, a lot of really kid-centric this week. And then the first half of the week was kid-centric. And then the second half of the week is building up to this week, the 60th anniversary with the on-screen gala. So I think it was a good balance.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Tony.
Okay. Oh God. Even this week. Okay. Well, we might as well move on straight to the.
Everyone's a critic.
I watched it.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it. I feel like this is like the first time that it's like, what did you think, Tony? And I'm just like, I watched it. I enjoyed it. So let's take a deeper dive into it, shall we? I feel like that sounded shady, but it wasn't meant to be. Let's do this together, shall we? It is now time to start
Dishin Days.
Dishin Days. Well, it was close. All right, let's kick things off with our top storylines. We'll start with the brand new Jean-Paul Demera, a.k.a. Trey, a.k.a. Tesoro, a.k.a. Fire Station Baby. Y'all, this was the first time I looked up how long does it take to adopt a kid.
How long?
Yeah. The adoption process is not a day.
No, it is not.
I don't know how in the morning they can be like, we want a baby, and by the afternoon they have one.
Well, also their mother's the mayor, so that helps.
Yeah.
And
your mom is the mayor and your aunt is the district attorney. Things tend to move along quicker, I suppose.
And at least one of the bio parents endorses you.
Yeah, that seemed to be the real push that the storyline needed, because I'm not even sure if Amy Choi was apprised of what was going on, but she, in this situation, Aaron had more rights than she did, so his vote was the one that counted. The DNA test, his opinion, that was what ultimately counted the most.
I feel like they didn't really give Aaron a chance to grasp the fact that he became a dad.
Yeah.
Or that he was a dad.
It was very he found out the same day, and then I think it was the same day he gave up his rights later that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the only sticking point. The thing is that we have not necessarily been on board with the direction that this storyline has been going for a while, but all of the emotions, I think, especially Wednesday, seeing the interaction between the handoff between the Hernandezes and Johnny and Chanel, and everyone's excitement and heartbreak, the bittersweetness of it, it almost seemed to be so beautifully tied up in a bow that I'm just like, I was almost there. I was almost on board with it. And then I'm like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
Like there's something else that's going to happen with
there's
this?
like yeah, like it's they had me. The emotions of the moment, the way that everybody was so mature about it and honest, and like if I were to put this in real life, this is the perfect scenario that I would have wanted for this child, to be loved by all of these people at once. You can't imagine anything better for a kid. And yet it's like that 1% of me that's like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
I like you was thinking that too, until they made it a point to say like Aaron gave up his rights and he endorsed Johnny and Chanel, and then I was like, okay, it seems to me like they're really just tying up the storyline in a bow. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to say what the point was, but I'm not sure what the direction was. Maybe like when we talk to Lewis later, maybe he may give us some insight into this.
Mm-hmm.
So like at the end of the day, what's different? You know what I mean? Like what did we go through all of that for? Like I understand the Sophia stuff. I get that. Maybe the Tate stuff is like, I mean, that was a lot of mess for him not to be the father, but okay, he's not the father. And then Aaron's the father, and then now he's not the father because he gave up his rights, and Johnny and Chanel have to be. Is like, okay, what was the point of that? So I don't know if there was a different direction. I don't know if this was just to throw a little bit of a curveball into the end of the storyline before they wrapped it up. But I think once I heard that he officially said it himself, like it seemed to me like the decision was there to give him up or place him, and that it wasn't even a thought that Aaron would, want to be a single dad or want to raise baby T with his family. So I was like, okay, like if he already knows that going in, then kind of moving this story along, moving this sort of part along doesn't bother me. But I will say I found the trade-off to be incredibly emotional, and I think we get on the writers sometimes lately about the pacing of the show, but I think the one thing that they have always consistently come through since they've taken over is these sort of family scenes and these scenes connecting different people. And I just thought that this is probably one of the best we've seen in the last few months, of all these people coming together, all of their relationships fully explored and realized and like stated out loud. Like to have all these people there, to have Johnny give Rafe the title of honorary grandfather, was perfect. Like it totally fit into what he would do. It totally fit into their past. It was a little slight against EJ thrown in there, like it's all wrapped up into one. It makes sense that Leo and Javi are the godparents. It makes sense of Ari saying, I'm going to miss baby T, but he now actually, in a weird way, is officially my family now because Johnny is my uncle. So now this baby is now my cousin officially. So I actually was really impressed by it.
Yeah, it was impressive. I think emotionally it hit all the marks.
Seeing like the handoff and how first of all, beautiful shot of the Hernandez family, all surrounded by baby
I
T.
saw that it was almost like a 4-person, that sideways iconic shot. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
That was really good. But I was I mean, it was so emotional, and also I was also just like, wow, this is happening so quick, but it's also so awkward. Like the whole like it wasn't like meeting in office with like like Belle or like an adoption like coordinator or someone, and it's like handing the baby off. It's like so you got the text, okay, so just meet me in the Times Square in Horton Times Square. I meant Horton
Town Square.
And like, and we'll just hand the baby off. Yeah, it was like, okay, but yeah, I don't know. I was someone was like, Tony looks so amused by this this storyline. I was like, no, I'm actually just, me. I was putting up a poll on our Instagram of who should have baby T, Johnny and Chanel or Javi and Leo, and let's see what
Oh,
people think.
I'm
What
done
What do
with
y'all
this.
think? Do y'all think that Leo and Javi should have kept baby T, or do you think that it
No.
because I was also thinking like this is so classic Salem too. There's one of everything. There's only one baby to adopt, one therapist, one doctor, one there's just like one of it. I was like, out of all the babies that need to be adopted, there's just a fight over this one. And I was just kind of like, is this Chanel and Johnny's baby? Like, of course it's for the drama of it all and everything like that. But I think I started getting just used to seeing Javi and Leo with Tesoro.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like it even though it seemed a little quick, especially in the gay world, to be dating and boyfriends and living together, and now you got a baby. I don't know, for some reason it felt right and it felt natural, and it was also a progression with Leo's character to suddenly be
Oh
a
my
father
gosh.
figure to someone, and seeing how he was in the Brady pub talking with Chad. I was just like, he really had an emotional connection to the baby. So it's like you want Chanel and Johnny to have a kid, but like, is it this kid?
Greg Rickard, hear me when I say this.
He listening?
This was your material for next year's Emmys. This week's material. It was the rawest I have ever seen that man. And you could feel everything that he was feeling.
Yeah.
Like it should go on the reel.
100%. The interactions with Chad that he had, where Chad just held him. He didn't even need to say a word. He just held him. Was like, I know you're going through it, man. And even the scenes with Gwen later on, like Gwen was trying really, really, really hard not to sympathize with him. And even you could see the moment that it turned in her eyes that she was like, oh damn, he's really, really heartbroken.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just there were a lot of feelings. I see a lot of Javi and Leo. It's this story, but I also feel like there was such a great buildup with this storyline, and then they kind of just, because I feel like it actually it would have been interesting to really see more of Aaron's reaction.
Yeah.
And maybe spend just a little time him debating on whether or not he wants to keep the baby. And how does that affect the Greene family, Kat, like, even though Kat right off the bat, like, gave amazing advice to him and a shoulder and everything like that. But it's like, again, I don't know. It just,
well, the whole Greene
I feel like
family
it could have
is
been
going
something
through it.
interesting.
Well, the whole Greene family is going through it right now on multiple fronts, as we saw. And it seemed like, again, I'm interested in talking to Lewis about this later and seeing his take on this, because I agree with you, Tony. That's where my like 1-2% of me is kind of like, because everybody turned out such great material this week, I actually want to be on board with this. This is the first time I actually think that this is probably the best scenario for all involved. Everyone has grown, everyone stays connected, but it's like I'm waiting, and I don't know if it's going to be Aaron, and I don't know if it's going to be Sophia or Amy Choi, but it's like that 1-2% of me is just like, where's the other shoe?
But also, how is it going to be like, Salem is small town USA. So now you don't give up your baby. You know who the baby went to. So now essentially you're still gonna be seeing this baby around and seeing this baby grow up.
Mhm.
I'm hopefully I'm hoping there isn't another part to this, like not as far as this is concerned. I'm actually kind of I'm done with this storyline, and not in a bad way, or you know what I mean. Like I think there probably were a few different twists and turns that maybe the writers had to come in and take. It seems we'll ask those later, but what seems there's probably more to this regarding Sophia that we'll see. But I'm not interested in like another custody battle. You know what I mean? Like I don't want Sophia to get out of Bayview and it's like her and Amy Choi wage war against Johnny and Chanel for Trey. Like I'm not interested in that. Like I think he's adopted now. It's not her choice where the baby goes to. The one parental figure who still had some rights gave their choice, and that was taken into consideration, and now the baby's adopted. I feel like leave it at that. I still, of course, we have to figure out Sophia, her coming out of her trials and tribulations, and I'm interested in that, but I'm not interested in custody battle number 3 now or something with this child.
Yeah. The one thing I'm actually eternally grateful for that they really seem to put a period on at the end of this week was that Tay and Holly are completely out of this now.
Yes.
Yes. Period. This is not their kid. This is not their business. They can move on with their lives. They seem to have come to a new understanding, had a good talk about, how they've been through it this year and how they need to slow down and just be their age again. And that part I loved. I loved for them.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the name?
Yeah, people are having real trouble with this name. I'm not sure why.
John Paul Demera.
Uh-huh.
I'm waiting for somebody to mention that's the name, but that John Paul is the name of a pope.
John Paul is also the name of Philip.
Yes.
Well, really, yeah.
So it's like
I really like Trey John Demera.
I actually thought that was what it was going to be at first.
I thought so too. And then they were like John Paul Demera, and I was like,
I mean, again, we'll probably never hear him called that unless he's in trouble by Johnny or Chanel. It'll probably just be Trey Demera for the rest of his life. So yeah, I'm fine with that.
But then I was like, I also just thought this, how I just was saying it could be an extra layer with Aaron and like, him making his decision and everything like that. I mean, it's another extra layer of like, there's a whole lot of stuff that could probably happen later on with the kid. There's probably a number of different storylines that they can probably do.
Yeah, I mean, look at Johnny's upbringing.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny to think of it, but I was like, this was one of my big sort of complaints when it was Tate's baby, or we thought it was Tate's baby, how, inter-family adoptions are not easy sometimes. So at least like, yes, Aaron is a friend of the family, so to speak. So he's connected and they all live in the same town, but at least he's actually not in this. I think this adoption has gotten a little bit more space now that it's not Tate's baby. Like, at least it's not in the same family, at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. Friend of the family, other than, someone's cousin, someone's uncle. It's very different.
Yeah.
I also just posted on our Instagram, John Paul Demera. Do you like the name? Well, he's always going to be referred to as Baby T. But someone pointed out in the chat, John Paul isn't even the third anyway. I'm like, I mean,
yeah. I mean, Johnny's not the second either, but it's the John part that's
But it was it. I'm not going to take away that it was an emotional moment, and like, oh, like the second Johnny said the name, and then they cut to Marlena, and she was like, and she was trying to like hold it in. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god. I was like, Deidre
Yeah.
Hall, you better be the soap
Mhm.
queen you are, honey. You better be the soap queen, honey. You was giving us drama in that little.
Yeah. I did have my own chuckle though when he said Paul, and I was like, Paul, and then I was
Yeah.
thinking Paul, the character Paul, and I was like, why would
Yes.
he? And then he said after you, and was like after you, mom. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like, why is he naming him Paul after Paul? Like they barely interact.
They could have just named him John Paulina.
I would have preferred Trey John, to be honest. I think it just flips off the tongue easier, and it doesn't make me think of a pope.
Well, there's that. Robin says, oh, I just read just a little bit of it. I connected with this because I gave up my son in an open adoption. We chose the adopting parents and met them. I held my son for an hour before taking him to their room and handed him over. Oh, Robin. See, this is what happens with soaps is that like people do really like resonate with them.
Oh,
like
yeah.
while we're dissecting it and everything like this, I mean, this it's happened to people,
Yeah.
Shonda, that name's taken. Name's taken.
Yeah, like I
Taken.
said, the way that this was written this week and the way it played out, it couldn't have been a more beautiful ending if this is how it ends.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% convinced.
Yeah. I gotta say, last week I mentioned how I was waiting to see if EJ would like boost his own part in this, and I was worried that I was worried he was gonna do that, but actually the way it came out, I actually wasn't mad at it. I felt like earlier this week, I was like, oh god, he better not say anything. He's gonna use it as a ploy. But the way he sort of released the information this week, I was like, okay, it didn't offend me or annoy me as I thought it would.
Well, you know why? Because he said it. He said it in a way that it was kind of matter of fact. He's like, oh, like I had this discussion with, so surely that was it. And not realizing that, no, boo, that's not it. We have found the baby daddy, and him said, you can have it. So,
well, it did help. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, we don't necessarily know what Amy Choi's role in this was at this point, if she even got the chance to talk to social services. But I do agree that for EJ, at least, his posturing was tempered.
Yeah. And this, I want to say, I think Chanel should be very careful. I think Johnny he's on the fence there. And I think a lot of sometimes her boistering comes across a little harsh sometimes. Again, we have reason to believe why she dislikes EJ, but I think she sometimes goes a little bit too hard. It's like, I feel like EJ opens his mouth to say, God bless you, and she's like ready to like attack him. Again, I get it, but I think because I don't think Johnny is as angry as it used to be or as he purports to be. So I'm like, Chanel, like ease up a little bit because you don't want this to now be another issue when your husband most likely will forgive his father, most likely pretty soon. And you know what I mean? I just don't want that to be, oh, I think so. I think he forgave him the first time. I think now that he's in a state of bliss, he's got his career, he's got his wife, now he's got a baby. I think a lot of that anger is probably going to fall to the wayside, and probably finding out that EJ went to bat for him and tried to correct his kind of original mistake. I think that'll weigh with Johnny. I think he's sort of on the fence. I don't think he wants to admit that, but
I think it's more that Johnny is not allowing his anger to control his decision making anymore. So he's not angry, he's more resigned that his father is always going to be his father, but his father is never going to change. And he cannot live his life in reaction to anything that EJ does. He has to live his life for himself, for his wife, which is what he's supposed to be doing. But by that same token, I agree with you, Justin, that doesn't necessarily mean that Johnny is always going to keep that door shut on EJ. The door's not necessarily shut completely.
The door is closed.
The door is not locked unless like they were to move like to another state and never see him again. That's a whole different thing, like actually putting distance. But they live in the same town, it is what it is. And I agree, Chanel going so hard, like EJ will never be a part of this baby's life. I'm like, you don't know.
She just don't want nothing to do with that man.
Look, I'm sure Roman and Marlena had the exact same thoughts about EJ being in Johnny and Sydney's life. Sammy had the same thoughts, but we know what happened there.
What happened there?
A lot of back and forth, a lot of fights, but yes, EJ eventually was in both of his children's lives.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just gonna have to, watch her P's and Q's.
She ain't gonna have to do nothing.
Okay, well, then good luck to you when you find out what happens when you cross the Demera.
Ain't nobody scared of no Demera.
I'm not saying that she should be scared. I'm saying she should be prepared. I'm saying she should be prepared.
Oh, now she needs to be scarred. Now she gotta be scarred. She gotta be prepared.
She doesn't need to be scared. Chanel is a capable person. She's going to be the fiercest mama bear, I have no doubt. But forewarned is forearmed.
What was that?
Forewarned is forearmed. You know the Demera. You know what the Demeras are like. You know that EJ is the worst of them. I'm not saying you have to be on your guard, but you don't have to poke the bear either.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Chanel just could be the classic, like every time he walks into a room, she'd be like, I gotta go. And say it just like that too. Like EJ comes in, Johnny, I gotta go.
Hey, that's how a lot of people get through Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Oh, you know how I said to get through Thanksgiving? I always, or the holidays, I always post this video that I said. I always say when people like start talking about politics or for that video, I was like, if you're one of the letters LGBTQIA plus in the family, and they always got something to say about you, you just grab their hand like this and look them in the eye and say, stay blessed. And just walk away. So when anyone's like, this is a miracle, or like, darn tootin', they're doing it right, you just stay blessed. In the conversation and go grab another helping of macaroni and cheese. Because that stay blessed is very much like bless your heart. It could mean a lot of things, but depending on how you say it, it ain't a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that is my side rant. Anything else regarding Jean Paul? Oh, let me tell you where we are with the poll so far. So far, people think that it's very close. People think that Javi and Leo should have the baby T, but it's very close race, only by a couple of votes. But everybody seems to like John Paul Demera. Somebody gonna have to explain that one.
There'll always be a Pope to me. Sorry.
Say what?
It's always going to be the Pope to me. Sorry. I mean, I know we have John Paul Lavoisier, but it's always the Pope to me. It's a Catholic in me.
All right. Well, that's it,
Mhm.
right? Okay. Well, let's move on to some more kids. These little demon seeds.
Oh my god! Oh,
When Rachel looked at Thomas and was like, "What, are you scared?" Like, she's the one that pretended to be your mom. I was like, who little adult is this? Who? Well, I mean, she is the spawn of Kristen DeMera.
the more it would before she even actually did anything on Friday's episode, just the words that were coming out of her mouth. Oh my god. She was lucky I'm not her mama.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting
when you don't discipline your children.
Old Rachel back, you know. This was the previous characterization.
Old Rachel back. She never left. This is
still softened a bit with the new actress. I felt like they were trying to soften her a bit, and this is her getting back to being just a straight up brat, evil.
Rachel has been a brat for quite some time. This is the same one, like Brady said, started stuff with Chloe, got Ava kidnapped, shot EJ. I mean,
yeah, that was all the old one. That's what I'm saying. That was all the previous one.
Jeez.
And you could, and oh gosh, I mean, look, I know that there's only like 3 people who know that Rachel shot EJ, but the way last week when Rachel like put her hands up to stab that pumpkin, and Marlena's reaction, I'm like, yeah, Marlena, you should be concerned that even though she doesn't remember having violent tendencies, she has violent tendencies.
Yeah.
Well, she's definitely got something.
She has no remorse for her actions. She has remorse. She's sorry that she got caught, and she's facing the consequences.
She said, "I'm going to be happy by any means necessary."
Yeah.
And then
Thomas. Okay, Thomas is 1, a follower, and 2, a snitch. So someone beat his ass too, because
Thomas was like, "It's not me, it's her."
Yeah. He had actual remorse though, that's as a kid what you hope to have. That
he's slightly growing better than Rachel.
Yeah. Look, he's mad right now. Right now he's angry. But this is not Thomas's instinctual nature. This is Rachel's instinctual nature. Punishment, retribution, complete lack of remorse.
Just like a mama.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't laugh at this, but I did. When they cut to Chad and Kat hugging, and Jennifer and Thomas were upset.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas's face looked like he caught his dad with his hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, I mean,
he was just like,
I know. I was like, they're hugging, not banging each other in the horror.
Right.
I mean, look. Thomas's stricken face is one thing. Jennifer's is like, and earlier when she said she's out of our lives forever, I'm like,
stop these declarations.
This is,
it's almost like she's rewarding Thomas for being on her side, especially like going and be like, "Oh, I know you're on punishment, but let's go have some ice cream." I'm like, I don't think punishment equals ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side note. Speaking of ice cream, I cannot find the Blue Bunny anywhere. Cannot find the vanilla chocolate swirl anywhere. I'm so mad. You know what else I'm mad about? Is the fact that Hamburger Helper no longer sells Chili Mac. Like, why do we have 14 different cheeseburger flavors and not one Chili Mac? I cannot find Blue Bunny. And I cannot find Chili Mac. And I am very upset. Now, Jennifer, where's my ice cream?
No, Thomas totally feeds off of Jennifer. And she
This woman
subconsciously feeds into it herself. I will say I was proud of Chad for actually like stepping up and stop, because I felt like the past couple of weeks he's been groveling a little bit to Thomas, a little bit too much. So I was glad he stepped up and like checked him and set him straight, and or so we thought. Like, I also think he needs to explain to him that Kat is still gonna be, you know, around them somehow. You know what I mean? I felt like that was the part that was missing. So where if he sees them together and he doesn't need to jump to conclusions.
Here's the problem with Jennifer Horton, of which there are many. She is not my favorite character. But here is the problem with Jennifer.
Well, tell us how you really feel.
Here's the problem with Jennifer Horton.
What's the problem with Jennifer?
And I noticed it, and I noticed it also in her like visible just disgust, and it was disgust at Gwen. And look, I get it. She killed her mom, and then Jennifer ran her over with her car. So the disgust is mutual. It's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. There's too much. There's too much there. But here is where I side with Gwen over Jennifer. At least Gwen's not a hypocrite.
What you mean?
How so? Yeah.
Because Jennifer walks around all high and mighty, pretending that her hate is more justifiable than Gwen's hate. And I'm like, look, you both have stuff to be angry at. And I'm not saying that what she did to you was worse than what you did to her. Or I'm not here to argue that point. You'll never be friends. You'll never really be family. You'll never agree. You will never get along. But it's that you think that your hate is better than her hate. If you want to be angry and never be friends, fine. But stop walking around and pretending that because you're a Horton, that you're sainted.
I'm glad
that
you
everyone who wrongs you and your family is in the wrong. Let's be clear about this. Tom and Alice, the patriarch and the matriarch of the Horton family, were the people in the family that were beyond reproach. They were pillars of the community. They were good, salt of the earth people who worked hard, who gave back, who took in a lot of people, who were advocates for a lot of people that other people said, oh, he's not good enough. You remember Alice Horton, very big advocate for Bo and Hope. She rode that train hard. When even Doug was like, he's not coming near my daughter and blah, blah, blah. So those two, in my opinion, are the only Hortons that are beyond reproach. Everybody else, slow your roll. Stop thinking you're better than everyone else, because that is anti-Christian. Thank you very much.
I will go on record saying this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I don't understand how they don't see Kat's side. I don't understand how it's just so devastating that she pretended to be. I mean, I see that, but it's like when you know why. It wasn't to be a gold digger. It wasn't to get like the family fortune. It wasn't any of that. She was put in a position where she had to do this in order to protect her family. So at what point is there going to be grace given? Mm-hmm. And it's I'm so and then for Jennifer, I'm gonna tell you what, it kind of made me mad.
Kind
when
of.
Thomas was very nice to Gwen, because they don't have any reason to not like each other, and he was like, "You want to come in and join us for ice cream?" And Gwen looked like she wanted some ice cream, and she looked over at Jennifer, and Jennifer said, I would have said, yes, Thomas, I love pistachio. I would have walked in. And then pretended like I got a phone call and said I got
the irony, of course, is that Gwen has done more to that family, right or wrong, than Kat has. So
right.
Of course, Thomas doesn't know that. And again, Gwen is his aunt, so there's a familiar thing there. As much as Jennifer's been annoying me, I totally find
you agree with her.
No, I don't agree with her, but I think she's totally fine to hate Kat. My issue is not that she dislikes Kat. My issue is that she gets mad at other people for forgiving her. Like, you
That
can
part.
be mad at her all you want, but keep it to yourself. You have no right to tell Chad he can't be friends with her, or he can't forgive her, or he can't date her. Like, it's up to you to decide your own feelings, not to tell somebody else or project them onto somebody else.
That part.
So that's my problem. Like, I mentioned this before. Like, I actually secretly love the fact that someone like Lucas always hated Daniel. Like, he messed up his marriage, and I hate you. I don't care if you're Maggie's son, and as much as I love Maggie and you're kind of in my family, I still hate you. And even though you died, I still hate you. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people not liking each other. It's telling other people what they should do or think or feel. Like, yeah. So I'm okay with Jennifer hating Kat.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think, my problem is, don't talk to Chad about it. Don't influence your grandchildren about it. Don't run around screaming she's a terrible and horrible. Like, keep it to yourself, and you're allowed to do that.
And then, of course, all of that leads to I watched that scene where, Thomas is like, all you care about is her. And then he leaves. And then it's like, Thomas, wait, Thomas. So obviously he got hit by a car.
Their reactions were great.
Oh, it was
yeah.
great. But
Yeah.
let me ask you this. Why were they looking at Thomas as he walked away as if he was like a grown man walking away? Like, if a little kid went, don't you think you, like, get your, like, it would have been like a little snatch. Like, where you going?
But again, it's that, well, probably Jennifer's probably secretly loving it. And then, because she probably want to scream at Chad like that, and Thomas is doing it, so she's loving it. Chad is feeling this ridiculous guilt for some reason and needs to snatch Thomas up and really ground him. Yeah.
It just makes their relationship just like, oh, honey, what have we been doing all these months? What have we been doing? Finally, y'all get to a point where you tell each other you like each other, and then now everybody got a problem? Shut up. Anyway.
I did want to mention, I thought it was interesting they had, again, going back to Rachel quick, her kind of trying to like manipulate Sarah to like help her out. And then before that, how she ran to Xander for protection.
That was funny.
That little like innateness of like, I'm safe with this person. I don't know why, but I have a connection to this guy. And yeah. I thought that was cute at least, even though she's bring a brat.
So this is one of many little moments that they're dropping breadcrumbs about Rachel having been with Sarah and Xander for the first year of her life. And so it's not accidental anymore. I think that they're leading up to actually Rachel finding out that Sarah and Xander at one point were her parents.
Mm-hmm. That I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with the retcon, so hopefully that's not, yeah.
Well, look. The way I see it, shielding these children has not done any good. You do your best to try to talk to kids and not tell them about adult things and complicated things before they're ready. But at some point, you have to find a way to explain to kids why things are the way that they are. You don't have to go into over detail, but how does Sarah know that she's ticklish? This is just one in a many incidents that have happened where Sarah's just overly familiar with Rachel's habits.
She explained it well. I'm your doctor and you're my favorite patient. The end.
Yeah, but it's getting to the point where it's just like Sarah's not some stranger in her life. She's not just her doctor. She's her friend. She's very good friends with Brady. She seems to see Rachel on the regular. She's seeing her much more than her own mother is right now. And, she's also, this is where it also could get tricky, where, Sarah and Brady don't have the information that Kristen, her own mother, has, that Rachel does have violent tendencies and almost kill someone. Not just with the pumpkin this week, but EJ. So it's just, it's too many people assuming they know things that they don't know.
Yeah.
But I wonder what they're going to do with that. Like, if they make that a storyline, like, what are they going to do? Is Rachel just going to be like, okay?
Yeah, because it's not enough. Well, I think it's probably aiding the Brady Sarah stuff, maybe, in terms of their budding relationship. I feel like it might play a part in that. Like
they could be a family,
kind of, or like she's like, ready-made family now that if they get together and that's a thing. Or it could even, I mean, I don't see it going this way, but they could bring it back to her conception, which was not consensual, if we remember. So like that could be a thing too. I don't think they're gonna go there with that. They usually don't do it when it's unfortunately, when it's a woman to a man. They usually don't explore that. But they could.
Oh, because she got pregnant because
pretending
to be Nicole.
Pretending to be Nicole.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Brady did not voluntarily decide to have a child with Kristen. Yeah, that was not a choice. Yeah.
Forgot that. Messy.
I don't think they're gonna go there because I feel like that's another layer onto it that doesn't have an exact connection to the Sarah stuff, but it does explain the Kristen Brady animosity. You know what I mean? Like it could add to that conversation. So I don't think they're gonna go there, but they could, I guess. I mean,
but she's too young for that. Like I feel like this could be something really good for later.
Yeah, probably.
When she's a bit older.
I mean, she's pretending. Well, not pretending, but she, Rachel's into some stuff. She's a little too grown. So
or maybe she'll find the mask and become Thomas.
And then quickly, the other side of this, Alex, thank God, has a thick head. That pumpkin seemed to do minimal damage. But he did blame Jeremy. And I do think he was in the right. I know he had like preconceived anger towards Jeremy, rightfully so. But also, dude, you suck as a teacher. You do. One, because you left a viable weapon in front of children, and children get into all sorts of stuff.
Time out. Leaving a BB gun or something like that, like easily figured out. A catapult.
Yes.
No, I think he has a point. I don't think it's Jeremy's fault, but I think Alex had a point there. Even though he's angry at him about the Stephanie stuff, that is a valid point. You don't.
I don't think he's going to be. He could be criminally negligible. That's not where I'm going with this argument. I'm just saying
a catapult, though. A catapult, like he did everything he could. He turned it around. Them little demon seeds turned it the right way.
You have to anticipate the demon seeds. That's what your job as a teacher, anticipating the demon seeds.
But also, who would go operate a catapult? That doesn't make any sense.
That's why being a parent and being a teacher are the toughest jobs in the world.
Well, then guess what?
It's anticipating the things that you can never prepare for.
Well, he did. He turned the thing around. He left it all the way in the corner. He thought nobody was going. He was watching it. He walked away for a second to apparently, I guess, allegedly try to stab Alex. And then he came back and the little rodents were over there like messing with it. Where's your daddy? Where's your mama? Why are y'all over here? Y'all shouldn't even be over here this long having a full-on adult conversation about some stuff that you shouldn't even be doing. Your mom and your daddy should be over here. Why y'all over here messing with people's stuff? You're not supposed to be messing with no one's stuff. You can tell that they did not get the talk before they got out of the car. Brady should have looked at Rachel and said, don't touch nothing, don't ask for nothing, don't act up in this Horton Town Square.
Well, he's also a sucky teacher because he clearly is not explaining the experiment correctly to them. Look, you don't have to go into the math. We're not talking about middle school science where you got to explain the equations to these little kids. But as far as explaining the fact that heavy object, high speed, big boom, that should have been bare bones, the bare bones explanation of that experiment. And he failed miserably. So you, sir, suck as a teacher.
Y'all really want Jeremy to be so bad?
No, he's not bad. It was just negligent. I wouldn't even say it's his fault, but it was negligent.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily convinced that he is he's a totally bad person. I'm still willing to let this play out and see if he's really changed. I would just not let my kids be in his classroom.
This was my question. Are we sure Jeremy tried to stab Alex? Because Dr. Rolfe is in town. Like, do we think it was Jeremy?
It's confusing because we just assumed it was somebody else, but then this week they made it seem like Jeremy, like Alex saw Jeremy, so that's what I was confused about. I didn't get that.
He didn't see him. No. So the way that the scenario played out, Alex saw in a split second when the pumpkin went flying over to Kat, he pushed her out of the way and took the hit instead. What he did, he was so distracted by, of course, you'd be distracted by a flying pumpkin too. He was so distracted by that he didn't see someone coming up behind him. And then we got the explanation at the end of the week that when he was examining the shirt, that was actually a giant slit in the back of his costume that couldn't have been made by the pumpkin.
Yeah, but okay. I thought
it was
someone
when
else made a comment that they saw someone or pointed to Jeremy. That's why I thought it was confusing.
No.
Okay.
No, they have no idea the second half.
Okay, so then no, I don't think it was Jeremy. I think it was someone probably dressed like him. I don't know who though, or maybe it's a misdirect and it was Jeremy. I don't know.
Background extra number 5, who was also instructed to dress like Jeremy.
Could have been.
Didn't we? Okay. What shot was it? Because I know I definitely saw this. This I definitely saw. There was someone, either it was Jeremy or someone who was dressed as Jeremy, and they didn't show the face, had the knife standing in the corner with the knife. Not the up and down. Was that Jeremy we saw with the knife?
They never showed us. So we're led to believe that it's either Jeremy or it's a misdirect, that somebody else is out for Alex.
Got it. So we're still at the same place we were a week ago before this happened.
Yes.
Nothing concrete. Okay. Nothing concrete we've given. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, one last thing before yay for Susan for getting Rachel's little ass together in the bookstore. Checking her.
Somebody had to do it.
I was like, okay, Susan. Yeah.
Susan ain't having that little brat.
Yeah.
Because she probably sitting there. You little vampire. You little vampire.
Susan also gave a warning. Susan also gave a warning to Stephanie that the events of her book were going to come true. So now I'm interested in what's actually in the book.
Remember, she gave the synopsis of the book. Is the writer of a nonfiction detective thing gets kidnapped. Right off. Right off.
Is that the name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right off.
Now listen, now I can admit that I don't pay attention a lot, but you
Remember
don't pay
we were
attention either.
clowning it last week. We were completely like, "What does it mean?" We don't understand the
I
title.
was not here that week.
Oh, you weren't. Okay.
But you don't remember right off.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, that was that storyline. Let's move on to our last top storyline, which are some missing Damaras. Do we think, because I knew they started that and oh, is it right out or right off?
I thought it was whiteout.
No,
Don't
it's
try
right
to act
out.
like you know now.
Right out. I don't
Don't
know.
try to
Look,
act like you know now. Don't try to sit there and that whole time I was saying right off, and you was just sitting there like, huh, and never
look,
once
publish
said
the
it
book
was
and
right
I'll
out.
get the title right.
You do it. Okay, maybe it's something.
No,
it's
right
right
out.
something.
It's right out. Yep, right out.
Right out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. Right out. Show of hands, who thinks EJ has something to do with Tony's disappearance? Okay. This Tony disappearing storyline is interesting, but also,
Yeah.
I think
Because-
Tony had something to do with Tony's disappearance.
but he gonna leave Anna on the boat?
Yeah, that's a little sloppy.
Like, surely Tony would have said, Anna, grab your things. And they both gone. Tony, where are we going? What's happening? Where are we going?
Or just
Anna
took a
don't
business
care.
trip by himself.
Well, they dropped a major piece of news this week
Which is?
that I suspect may have something to do with where Tony is, which is that Gwen and EJ were responsible for Dimitri's disappearance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I kind of think, I think that was pretty telegraphed when they were working together.
I mean, we knew that Dimitri didn't dump Leo of his own accord, that was
the John letter, yeah.
Yeah. It was just a matter of who. And all this time, I thought it was Megan. Turns out,
yeah. I thought it was Megan or Gwen. Yeah.
Yeah, turns out it was Gwen and EJ.
Mhm.
And I guess they're which means that their tag team actually goes way back further than we thought. It goes all the way back to when she first left Salem 2 years ago.
Do you think though? I don't know. I thought it went back to when he was released from jail, because remember he was in jail for a while. So it wouldn't have mattered. I'm assuming it happened after he got out of jail.
Oh yeah, after he got out of jail. Yeah, you're right. But that was he didn't
letter.
serve his full sentence, so it was. But it
goes back up. Yeah, goes back.
It predates her coming back to Salem by a while.
Yeah. Plus, it makes sense if he's out of the picture, she can work on the Von Leuschners to get the money without him interrupting her. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense why if anyone was going to kidnap him, it would be Gwen and Leo Gwen and EJ. Yeah. To get the money.
If you follow point A to point B, I have a strong suspicion that is
they're in cahoots.
To do. Yeah. Well, either they're in cahoots or Dimitri Von Leuschner is not as unreachable as we think.
You said
what? I'm so confused.
So I suspect because say Tony did not disappear of his own accord. Somebody had to disappear him.
Yeah.
Who would have greater motivation than Dimitri right now?
Well, we don't know that.
Wait, what? Wait, say it again. I'm not connecting
yes,
the
to
dots.
take Tony. Yeah.
From Dimitri to Tony.
Yeah. Look, there's a lot of possibilities. Yes.
But he's Isn't he kidnapped himself? I'm confused with what you're saying.
We don't know. We don't
as
know.
far as we know, guys, there's
We
a
don't-
lot we don't know. We don't know there, and there's a lot about Tony's situation that we don't know. I'm just following breadcrumbs right now. There's
What
been a lot of
breadcrumbs?
there's been a lot of Dimitri mentions. There's a lot that we don't know about where Dimitri is. There's a lot that we don't know about where Tony is. And I'm just thinking that maybe they have some connective tissue there.
So for me, I'm assuming Dimitri is being held against his will, not that
Yes.
they kidnapped him and, put him on a boat somewhere.
Yes, but who's to say he didn't escape? That's my point. Who's to say he didn't escape?
And kidnap Tony?
Tony for revenge against Gwen.
It's all and EJ.
Okay.
EJ. It's all possible. I'm just
No,
throwing
that
out an idea.
that breadcrumb is stale, honey.
I mean,
If
maybe.
if that okay. Well,
I mean, if it's Dimitri, I hate all the Demiras now for everything, for how my life turned out, and I'm gonna get each one of them one by one. Then, I mean, maybe, yeah, it's not crazy.
they over there on Meliswin. Meliswin is thriving over there with them.
I mean, it's a nice compound. Somebody's got to live there.
Yeah, we don't know what's happened with Tony. I assumed it was something because I was like, why would they do this whole he's missing, then he's not missing, then I mean, it makes sense now that he actually is missing, or at least we think, or at least he wants people to think he is. Maybe he's not, and I don't know. We haven't gotten really any more information than we did before.
But there's a lot happening between Gwen and EJ, and it's not just this hospital.
Oh yeah.
Last but not least, Abe came over and was just like, "Baby,
Oh,
Abe.
Don't
You're doing literally the exact same thing you're accusing your son of not wanting to do. Like, Abe, please.
Yeah, that's just meddling at this point is the opposite of what he needs. And look, it's true. Theo may be over his head, and Roman made some very good points about how seeing it and actually being the victim in the way that Roman and Abe were for decades is a whole different thing. And I'm glad actually he explained it that way, because there's that decades old PTSD of like Roman's life was literally stolen out from under him. So he understands in a way that Paulina can't. So I'm glad that he was the one to explain it to her in that way. However, that does not mean that this is the way that Abe needs to go.
Can we just not let Theo decide what he wants to do, which obviously he decided to be the CEO of Demera?
Period. Also, they're operating like I think I'm harder on Abe too, because I think this is not the same situation as 20 years ago. It's not even the same situation as 7 years ago when Theo was shot originally. Stefano is not around. He's not under Stefano's influence. Andre is not around. He's not under Andre's influence. For the most part, EJ is the troublesome Demira at the moment, and we see he's kind of slowly trying to like dip his finger or toe sort of into the corporate stuff with Theo. Like we're waiting to see if he has an agenda there or not. I'm sure he does, but other than that, say we want about Tony, but Tony is a pretty even keeled guy. He's not he'll plot if he needs to, but not out of pure enjoyment or just trying to ruin people or get people. That's really not Tony. So I feel like his anger is really misguided. I think he has a lot of anger over the Lexi stuff that happened 20 years ago, because as we said, before Lexi died, she really came to a good balance of keeping her Demira side of the family and putting up boundaries with them, and also still having her relationship with Abe and her family with Theo.
Mhm.
Also, like I said, Theo is a Demira. I know Abe doesn't want to admit that really, but he
Yeah.
pretends like they're strangers trying to like take him or something.
Like
It's like,
lure
no,
him in.
this is
He's
his
a part
family.
of the family.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he has a relationship with these people. It's not, it's not like Theo like came to town and he's like, oh, I'm a Demira and I'm trying to figure them out. Like,
Exactly. He grew
not the
up
case.
playing chess with his no. He continues he's one of the few people that I think actually can hold his own with EJ. And EJ is, he loves that kid. He's not going to pull I mean, he'll still be EJ with him, but he would never do anything to purposely put him in harm's way. He loved Lexi and he loves Theo. He would absolutely pull his punches but except maybe in a game of chess. So I think that Abe's letting a lot of past issues influence present day. And again, even if the worst happens, Theo is in over his head. He can't handle either the pressure or the shenanigans or all the behind the scenes stuff that the Demiras get into. That still doesn't mean that you turn on your son. You still have to be that constant that you always were, because that's what Lexi really wanted.
And also, like, if he, like you said, if he is going to like come up against some hardship there, like, you want him to be able to pick up the phone and call you as an advisor or as a confidant to be like, hey dad, can you help me out of this? I don't know where to turn here. I'm struggling with this. Like, Abe is like, he's not declaring war, but he's very much making this a bigger issue between him and his son than Theo is.
I said it on Thea Says last week. I will say it again live here. Don't be the person that your kids can't confide in.
But also, look who Theo is gravitating towards. It's not like he's like, because we saw when Lexi embraced the Demera side, right? But like Theo is like Chad.
Yeah.
He's a Demera, but he's not a Demera. You know what I mean? If he was like hugged up on EJ, be worried, Abe. But like, he's not.
Yeah.
Let that boy run that office. Somebody got to. Y'all done ran through everybody. Like, just let him be. Leave him alone.
So it's like the logic is crazy. So now Abe's going to work with EJ, who he wants to keep away from his son, to plot against his son now and basically ruin his shot at. And again, Abe is completely discounting the fact that Theo wants to do good. You know what I mean? He's like, so now you're going to plot against your son possibly doing good with this company. And what? You're going to probably hand it over right back over to EJ then, or Tony, or, it's like, I don't know. The logic just doesn't really make sense.
I really hope EJ has one of those rare moments of clarity and tells Abe, don't do what I did.
Yeah.
Don't go behind your son's back. It will not end well for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let that boy run that company, period. That's it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that's it, those were your top storylines. And now we are heading over into our tidbits. But before we do, just a little reminder, y'all make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days Show. Bless you. We are Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to be an exclusive member of our exclusive page, go ahead and join that. If you want to, you should. Also, take us on a car ride if you're in traffic and want to know what's happening in Salem. Follow us on your favorite podcast station, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, show some love to JLJ Media. Tell him Dishin Days sent you. You're welcome. And keep telling us your thoughts, because the comment section is just a buzzing.
Yes.
So we haven't put all of them up, but we are paying attention to the chat. And also keep in mind that coming up, we're going to have making his Dishin Days debut, Louis Tomeo, Aaron Greene will be joining us live. So make sure you stay for that because we got a lot of questions for him. I feel like I said that in a way like we're about to start interrogating
I know,
him.
right? I know.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe just a little bit.
Can you imagine if he signed off and was like, "No thanks"? Like, I don't know. Not right. Okay, maybe I don't.
Like he signed in. He was like, you know what? Nope.
Yeah,
and just like hello. All right, let's get into these tidbits really quick. Still keeping secrets.
I get it, but it's like, oh, here we go again with this storyline.
I think it's smart to keep Kate in the dark.
Yeah.
Still annoyed. I'm still annoyed with Sarah. I'm still annoyed with Maggie, even though we didn't see her. I felt her presence. I'm sorry. I have a bug up my butt about the Hortons right now. I've said it. They're not on my Christmas list this year.
Who are you putting on your Christmas list?
I give a lot of presents and I give very thoughtful gifts. I even give thoughtful cards. I go to Hallmark. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Liar. I did last year, a Day of Days.
Are you talking about that was not Christmas?
No, but it was a very thoughtful gift. Handpicked. I was like,
we're talking specifically about Christmas. I have not received a Hallmark card addressed from Araceli Aviles. I have not been given a thoughtful gift from you, and you sitting here talking about how you give people gifts and stuff.
Okay.
In the words of Maury, that is a lie.
Okay, they're not always for Christmas, but sometimes they are for other occasions or just a just because gift. The point is, whenever I give someone something, even a card, it is very thoughtful. And I'm sorry, Hortons, you're not even getting a generic one this year.
You could have used Printmaster and printed out for gift or Canva or something.
Nope.
That's cold. I mean, listen, I feel like if they tell Kate, that's just going to open up a whole nother can of worms because, Kate is, I mean, especially the fact that Philip was almost died.
Yeah.
Kate going to have Xander's head.
Definitely.
I don't know. Philip seems to be okay with it now.
Huh?
Seems to have gotten over the I almost died part.
Well,
yeah.
You know what? I feel like Philip, we should just move on. It happened. He survived. He's healed nicely. Just still has a fake leg. It's okay. What are you going to do? Do y'all think he should tell Kate?
No.
No, not now. Just leave it.
Do you think Sarah would tell Kate just to be like,
Maybe an anger.
No, because it'll mess up their whole plan they got going on with and stuff for Titan, and they don't want to do that.
Everything is already messed up.
No, but the business side of it remember, their personal money is tied into Titan succeeding now, and the fact that Kate is the only one making them money, so it's like, we don't want to. Let's not piss off the person who's keeping our company afloat.
It's actually turning a profit.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized? Lindsay, Sarah definitely gave Xander the I gotta go.
She did.
She really did.
Yeah.
She did.
I really feel like in any sticky situation that you don't want to be in, and especially if you hate someone, you just got to be like, I'm gonna go. But you say it just like that. I'm gonna start using that. I'm gonna use that on y'all. That's my Christmas gift to you. Let's talk about the next tidbit. A new job for Mark Greene.
Oh,
do y'all
can't be this stupid.
Let me tell you this. The way I was screaming at the TV, very much like, bitch, you just got out of jail. How you gonna end up working for something that's like all secretive and No, you need to go find you a respectable job. If that's even being a bagger at CVS, because that's the only people who hire. Don't be doing no research that you don't know fully what's going on and you just got out of jail.
I actually like how they did it. Actually, I agree. It was like, oh god, it seemed like he was very adamant about what he would not do, but then EJ tied it to Versavix, which I was like, okay, that's smart.
He need to ask more questions.
Happened with his mom, so that tied into it too. It's like, okay, I'm working on a drug that could potentially also now help my mother, who's dealing with this setback. I thought it was a good way to keep him there.
Well, remember the last time he tried to help his mama? He ended up in jail. Y'all remember that? Remember when he was instructed to kill Chad? And where did he end up?
There are some
in
people
jail.
who do, side business and do sneaky well. I would argue his sister did it a little too well, and she actually felt remorse about it, but she's still doing a pretty good job. Sir, you have no business in that field. Just do your work.
Listen, the second EJ was like, whatever, in his accent, he described like how the job was, and it seemed something that like you can't tell anybody. I gotta go.
I think it's gonna be more of a like what he's doing is legal, but how they take the information will be the illegality. So I think he's gonna be safe there.
Yeah.
Something don't seem right. It like I can just imagine.
That's any researcher though.
I can just imagine. And then he brought in Dr. Rolfe.
Well, yeah.
I can just imagine Mark sitting there like late at night with the little test tubes and things are bubbling, and the goggles and the gloves and all this kind of stuff. And next thing you know, Salem PD. And guess where he's going back? Jail.
I don't know. I think he's going to be protected here, actually. I think he's going to help do the stuff, but he's not. I think they're going to keep him part of the legitimate side of it. And then Rolfe is going to take the information and do the illegalities, whatever. We just still don't even know what's going on here. But I think that's the way around it, because I don't feel like also EJ is. I don't feel like he wants to put Mark in that situation either. I kind of feel like he was tiptoeing around it. Like, have you
think EJ cares about him?
No,
I think he cares enough not to expose what he's doing either. Do you know what I'm saying? So like he'll have him do the grunt work of it, and then Dr. Rolfe will take that and do whatever they're doing. I don't think Mark is going to actually know what he's doing, or he's going to. Well, no, he's not going to know what they're doing. I'll say.
No, I mean, clearly he doesn't, because he's not asking enough questions. He's just all excited about the high-tech research lab that he can be in, even though his license is suspended. It's like, you fresh out of jail, like fresh. Like you probably still slightly got the jail smell on you. Like that's how fresh you are out of jail. And you need to ask all kinds of questions before you, especially with the Demira. You went from one sly person to another. You went from what's his name?
Clyde.
There we go. Almost called him Craig. You went from Clyde to EJ. Like you just Cat couldn't get you a nice little job, like I don't know, mopping the floors of the FBI headquarters.
That would require her disclosing what she's actually doing.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe it's my female intuition, but I would have been out the.
Also, forget my female intuition.
Can I finish, please? Maybe it's just my female intuition, but I would have been out the door at the words non-disclosure agreement.
I wouldn't have walked into the door of the research lab.
Nothing good ever comes after non-disclosure agreement.
No, that's any research job, though. Any researcher signs that. You don't disclose what you're researching, whether it's, I mean, most things are legitimate. Even that, you don't, people work on drugs don't sign a non-disclosure.
Yeah.
Also, the way I would have wiped my fingerprints off of that lab, like I would have been like, this is nice. And walked away.
Well, he needs a job, and We'll see.
You don't need a job that bad.
Mm.
But we'll see what happens. I think it's also just hoping that they keep Mark on the canvas, because I like the fact that we have another family in Salem
Mhm.
that they can do stuff with.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always weird that like Kat got off, but which now we kind of know maybe why she did, because she had a link to the FBI. But
Mhm.
Mark was sitting in jail forever. And now that he's out, now y'all about to put him in more trouble. We not gonna see that man until he about 60 years old and he pop up and be like, I'm out of jail now.
I don't know. I kind of feel like he's safe now that he already went to jail for like something bogus, or not
Like
bogus,
it's a double jeopardy kind of a thing.
Yeah, or like they're gonna keep him around now for a little while, maybe. Even if he
I
gets
hope
in
so.
trouble, he'll get out of it. Listen, if everyone else can get a pardon or an excuse, like he's already been screwed over by going to jail for, you know.
The second they bust up in that lab, I would be like, listen, my name is Ben and I ain't in it. Like, I just needed a job. I'll collect my last paycheck. I'm gone. Bye.
Mhm.
Anyway, all right. Well, that was this week's episodes of Days. And oh my gosh, wait, am I in charge of this? I am, ain't I? And now we are going to our favorite part of the show, which are our segments. And we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Oh, snap! Oh, snap! Oh, snap! Oh, snap!
That's a lot.
There we go. I'm not used to pressing the buttons.
That's a lot of buttons.
Anyway, there's a lot of buttons. Well, this week, my 3 Snaps Award goes to the entire cast and crew of Days of Our Lives as they celebrate 60 years of kidnappings, fake deaths, coming back from deaths, buried alive, new people, old people, super couples. What people don't realize is that people put in a lot of work over the past 60 years to make this show what it is, as legendary and as iconic as it is. And it's still on the air today. So every cast and crew member, current, present, future, and whenever, you get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Oh, snap!
There we go. Oh, that's still me. We don't have caption that this week because Michael Mattis isn't here. But let's travel back to
Those were the days.
All right, everyone, taking you back to November 2nd, 2017, when a drunk Lucas saw the real Will for the first time after his presumed death. This kind of got me, we went down a little bit of a rabbit hole here. So after the show, check out my Those Were the Days Extended, where I go take a bit of a deep dive into like the Lucas Will father-son relationship. I split it up into kind of like 3 parts. But yeah, just kind of wanted to show Brian Totillo some love, who we love here, and hope we know we'll see him soon, I think next week, but we'd love to see him as a more permanent character moving forward. But yeah, that was November 2nd, 2017, when a drunk Lucas saw the real Will for the first time.
that look. It's like, is that you? Well, thank you. And
Those were the days.
and now it's time for
It's a gift.
And this week's It's a Gift goes to Marissa Reyes as Ariana Horton in her response to her mama. No. And this is my reaction whenever someone wants to comment on my business. Like,
So
did
when-
I ask for your opinion? No.
huh? Okay.
Not you guys. This is literally an opinion show.
Yeah.
Not you guys.
Oh no.
Other people.
I know it had nothing to do with me.
No, no. I promise it was not you. This is literally an opinion show. I like our opinion and banter, but other people,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I didn't ask for it.
And that was.
It's a gift.
Can you imagine if I would? And that was no. And now it's time for
News and gossip.
every time we play these little things, I'm like, this show is so ridiculous.
I
All right,
love
so
it.
starting off, we have some casting news. Deidre Hall has a role in the upcoming Star Trek series.
Ooh.
During an interview with Eric Monsov to promote Day's 60th anniversary, she sort of let it slip. She just filmed a small little guest starring part in the franchise, and we believe this one is the Star Trek Strange New Worlds, where she will be playing, surprise, surprise, a psychiatrist. And we'll keep you posted on when that will air. But yeah, kind of exciting and fun, something different for Deidre.
I liked her when she did Hacks. So
Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah. Next up, we have Jen Lee's actually new Hallmark Christmas movie, Chris Mystery. It's available now to stream. She also released her new self-help book, Wake Up Your Faith, which can be purchased through Amazon. So go check out Jen Lilly's book and also go stream her new movie, Hallmark movie, Chris Mystery.
What is it called?
Chris Mystery. I think it's that. Yeah, Chris Mystery.
Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It's almost like saying
Like
Christmas tree,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
I've heard it both ways.
Okay.
Next up, in honor of the 60th anniversary of Days of Our Lives, People Magazine got an exclusive cast photo, which is pretty much everyone in the current cast, although could be current, could be recurring. Basically, there's a lot of there's some people who might be missing, might be future. We'll let you know. Go check out People to see what Deidre and Susan Hayes, two of the longest running cast members, had to say about this epic milestone. And go to @Days Peacock on Instagram for the broken down version of this photo where they have it piece by piece. It was very beautifully shot.
Yeah. Next up, we have some Days Online stuff. Eric Martov stopped by the social media studio to sort of reminisce about the 2005 to 2015 decade era of Days. This is where they've gotten someone to sit down every single year. Susan has done it. Deidre's done it. James Reynolds has done it. So Eric sits down to talk about the dynamic personalities that were on the show at the time, and actually the amount of time they were afforded to sort of shoot scenes back then, and kind of the crazy fun they had. One of his favorite storylines was the Barry and Vivian Alive storyline. So he goes into detail talking about that. So you can go check that out on Instagram @Days Peacock. And then Maggie Sajak took a quick trip to. Sorry, Maggie Sajak took a quick trip to the set to join the cast as they let us in on a new Salem sweepstakes. This is a trip to LA, a special VIP tour, autographed memorabilia, and a meet and greet with some of Salem's heroes and villains. You can actually head to wheeloffortune.com to enter the sweepstakes. So yeah, go check that out after the show. And last week, if you were tuning into Jeopardy, you would have seen Days as a full category. We had Deidre, Lindsay, Lauren, Greg, and John Paul sort of got in on the fun introducing questions, all of which had a little bit of a tie-in to Salem or Days lore and history. So that was kind of fun if you were able to check it out. A few of the cast has been promoting the clips if you didn't get to watch the show. So yeah, really cute.
And then we, of course, had the Days 60th anniversary celebration party that we were a part of last night. We were live for 2 hours straight. Do we have an updated tally, Tony, of the number of views that our live stream has? I think I checked it last around 13,000.
We are at 14.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Yep, we are now at 14,664 views.
Nice.
And I got a text that said that a lot of people were leaving comments about it and saying what a great job that we did. And again, I'm just super happy and over the moon that it worked, that our internet didn't break,
Yes.
and that we were able to. We really wanted to do it because there was no day of days, and so this was like the only way that we could think of to really bring fans in on the celebration. I know that you weren't able to physically be there, but it was just a way to like bring everyone in, and it went over really well. There were a lot of compliments, and shout out to there is a Facebook group that I think it's the NBC Peacock Official Days Facebook group that in the midst of it happening, people were like, where can we watch it? Someone posted the link for our live feed. And so everyone started tuning in then. So thank you guys for doing that. And again, once again, thank you, Dual Fan, for giving me the first day appearances of everybody so that we could show them. Everyone enjoyed that segment as well. So thanks, everybody.
Mhm.
Now we can just get 700 people to always watch this every week. We will be great.
Yes, thank you to the over 700 who joined us live and watched in and out and commented, and it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of energy, and not only in the room but also on the screen for us. It was really great.
Yeah, I think the live was a great idea because it got people to understand kind of how they really were in the midst of the red carpet or the golden carpet as it was. And you usually, we truncate these, we edit these segments so that you only see like the pretty pictures or the square shots of just, the interviewer and the person being interviewed. And this was really like the wide shot. You got to see people pass by. You got to hear behind, who was interacting, if you were paying attention.
Who we were trying to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. My favorite moment will always be when I held up a sign to Araceli and I said, talk about the carpet. And she said, well, this year the carpet is a gold color, not like last year, which I think it was blue. And I said, no. Like, who was your favorite person to talk to on the carpet? Like, talk about the carpet.
I was right there with you, Araceli. I was right there with you.
You have to be specific.
Yeah.
I don't take general direction well.
We were writing on the back of the call sheets that we had. Okay, first of all, I couldn't see anything. So when you see my segment and you see me look up, just know that I'm just nodding my head because I can't read a damn thing either one of them wrote or said. I can't hear them. It was always okay. Yep. Okay, got it.
But we did it, Joe. We did it. Oh, wait, hold on. And that was
news and gossip.
Next year we'll invest in a whiteboard, I promise.
I had them. I just couldn't find them, and I was.
Didn't we have one when we were doing the who done chat EJ? We had like the bubble map and everything.
Yes. I don't know where they are, and I was too stressed about everything else. So there's that. All right. We've had him waiting long enough.
I know. Oh.
And not just backstage as we rant and rave about Days of Our Lives, but this bright shining star has been wanting to be on our podcast for quite some time. And while he felt like he had been denied, we were just waiting for the best moment to bring him on. And now is the moment that we get to sit and chat with. You know him as Aaron Greene. Ladies and gentlemen, making his Dishin Days long-awaited debut, Louis Tomeo, everybody. Yay!
Yay!
Did I say it right?
Guys?
Did I say it right?
Tomeo is usually
Tomeo. See, I knew it.
We always ask.
And that's a great question.
Yes, yeah, we always ask because it took us forever to get Dan Fierogel down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I still am very bad with everybody's name. But
So bad. Okay, wait. Say it one more time so that I can get it.
Louis Tomeo.
Tomeo. Louis Tomeo.
He's,
Yeah,
he's,
yeah, yeah.
he's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to find a way
Tomeo.
to make it his own because he
Yeah.
is always saying Elia's name very specifically.
Very specific. So you
Yeah.
are now Louis Tomeo.
That's good. Paying respect to my heritage. We appreciate that.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Well, finally, you're here. Welcome.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much. I know we were waiting on the right moment, and it never
Yeah.
was quite right, but I
No.
think we hit the nail on the head.
Well, I mean, listen, I think what we initially started liking about Aaron was that it started reminding us of, because we're old, so we've been watching Days for quite
Speak
some
for
time,
yourself.
and you're old too, and so there was a time where you're so old, and so there was a time where there was a teen scene on Days, and so we were starting to see that again, especially with the addition of Aaron. And so we were just like, Aaron is the cool guy that will pretend to be Tate and go off to lacrosse school
It's
while
right.
he while he rendezvous in a cabin with his girlfriend. Why not?
Someone's got to
Perfect
do it.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a strong friend. But before we get into all that, we always like to find out how your Days journey started. Was this the first time that you auditioned for Days, or had you auditioned for Days before landing the role of Aaron Greene?
This was my first audition for Days,
Nice.
and this is actually it's a particularly good momentous occasion for me. I'm about to pass. Well, I was originally only promised 8 episodes.
Yes.
Right? In the beginning, you audition and they book you. They say come in, and you get a run to see how you fit and how everything might go, and are you comfortable? I was only promised 8 episodes, and next week that'll be 2 years from ago.
Wow. Nice.
I mean, I think that's the great thing about soaps is that they can say, we're gonna just have you down because this is what we have, but then someone thankfully goes, you know what? That Aaron Greene character, we can kind of put him in this, and you just kind of keep getting used. So
absolutely,
congratulations.
Thank you so much. I unlike other shows, you really do have an opportunity to carve your way ahead with soaps if you really care about it and you really get in there. I remember my first few interviews. I was like, I really care about this. Like, I really want to stick around. I want to know what happens.
Yeah.
And you can use that and paracausally shoot your way into more storylines. And that's what they want, And so it was a great comeuppance for me to finally have my own way from the very beginning, and then being able to flesh the role out it's been very, very, very gratifying.
Yeah, because I mean, and kudos to Days and the writers for finding use of Aaron, because there are a lot of situations where it would make sense for Tate to call on Aaron or for Aaron to step in. And then when the family started being built, obviously around you, because you were the first to come on.
I was the progenitor of the Greene family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a big flex. Not everybody can say that they started it. I think that's a big flex.
I mean, that's a huge flex, because then who came next? It was Mark.
Yeah.
It was Mark.
It was Mark, then Felicity, and then Kat
came later.
Yeah. So I mean, you are the catalyst, Mr. I'm only promised 8 episodes, and now you done built the whole family.
Guys, I do what I can, and the people needed me, and I was there. And we showed up and showed out.
I'm curious, when you sort of went away and they sort of say retire the character or put him on a break for a minute, was that a plan? Did you know that? Did you know that you were going to go away and eventually come back? Was it a surprise? Were you worried? What was
I did know I was returning. And we have these often. You see a lot of a character for a little bit, and then they have, some sundown, the winter arc, right, where they go away and they come back. Yeah. And for me, it was a bit daunting, right? Because I'm on the set. It was filming my last episode from my chunk. And one of our directors, Janet, came up to me and she was like, we are going to have you back. You're going to be off for a while, but we are going to have you back. And so to me, you know, that's good for any actor to hear to be like,
Yes.
thank you. You don't have to beg for breadcrumbs, but it was really, that was very nice here. So I did know I was returning for the second little bit, and then things went up from there. Yeah.
Good.
Now, well, I also want to, because you've been involved in the entertainment industry for quite some time. I want to say since you were young, but you're also still young. Like
younger.
Yes,
child.
What got you interested in the industry? Like what made you want to dive into all of this?
Oh, dude, I just wouldn't stop talking. I mean, when I was a kid, I just wouldn't stop talking.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was, I remember like what actually happened was my family, we were in the car on the way to McDonald's, and you know, this ad came up, and it was like, you want to be on Disney Channel, and it was all that.
I remember that. Yeah.
And they were having an open call in Orlando, Florida, where I'm from, and so we went and I auditioned, and they kept picking me, and they, you know, you go through this 12-week course, and at the end they had a bunch of agents in a line that you did, you know, like a little senior monologue with. Yeah. And I from there got a commercial agent and just kept doing it from there. And I think about 2 years after that, Nickelodeon came.
Wow.
So yeah, and that was a long time ago.
Well, see, that worked out for you. So for people who don't know, like, I feel like this is very much like an East Coast thing. Those little like model searches, and people would come and they would like find like the nearest hotel in the conventions little conference room, and you would go in and like audition, and then you would go to the big one in like a bigger city, and that's where all the agents would be. And I've been to a couple of ones like that. It feels like such an East Coast thing though, because when you talk about it, people are like, "What?"
That's funny you say that. I haven't actually seen anything outside of the East Coast, but I mean, I'm from Chickentown, Florida, like Oviedo. You've never heard of it, so it's like, you know, when that comes to your town, you got to go. Yeah. And of course, you know, I was 9, and my teachers were like, "You got to do something," you know. So we were like, "Well, here we go, saddle up."
Good. Well, see, it worked out for somebody. I'm glad it did.
Yes, me too. Yes.
Lewis, what was it like for your sort of teen scene to come together? Do you remember that first day that you sort of met everyone, Ashley, and then I think at the time it was Jamie originally, and then Madeline as Sophia, I think back then.
It was Maddie. Yeah, we had Maddie as Sophia, Ashley, and Leo. Leo was actually the first.
Oh, Leo was there. Okay, got it.
Yeah. First of all, we got it, bro. When I met Leo, that was so crazy to me. I used to be on the playground, and I'd be like, "I'm Jack from Kicking It," and then I meet Jack from Kicking It. And I had to say, if I like, we're good friends now, but like before, you know, when you're meeting Jack from Kicking It, you're like, bro, he could kick my leg off now. He can literally drag and kick me across the room. And it was just like, he's so cool, and he's still so cool. Out of anybody I've met at all in my career, I think Leo is probably number one spot for just the coolest person ever. Yeah. So he was a really, really great mentor to me in the beginning. You know, it's daunting to go into a new universe, especially one that's like established and you're a new part in it, and it's got a lot of legacy, and it's daunting, and you have to prepare yourself. And of course, Leo, who was stepping into a role, was like, we started around the same time. I think he maybe hit 3 weeks before me.
Okay.
And but he was really good. Giving me the rundown. And I remember the teen scene. The first thing we all had together was, I think we were throwing the football, and we hit Maddie in the face.
Yeah.
And that I remember seeing. Even some of the directors were just like, we just looked so like a good teen group, and we were like, yeah, this is it. So I all did feel it come together as like, all right, this is probably going to be the squad for a little bit. And of course, now with the addition of Ari, things are even more sewn together. So I do remember my first day. It was very wholesome, and I felt very relaxed as soon as it happened. Yeah.
Oh, cool. It definitely came across, because we were saying we've been a little leery because some of the past teen scenes have not been so great, and they've sort of started and then been cut off because I guess the chemistry has not been so great. But I think for a while it was like the Tate and Holly show. We were like, okay, like can we introduce some more people here? Like give them some more friends. We need let's lighten them up a bit, because that initial storyline was so heavy with them. And so like I remember you coming in and we just being like, oh God, we like this kid. We like Aaron. He's he's what the show needs, and he's a good amount of it. And we're getting diversity here in the friend group. So yeah, I think it came across just as you felt it. It came across that way.
Yeah,
I did try and intentionally really hammer home the relationship between Tate and Aaron, because that is something I think that is a big cornerstone of when both of them are having trouble. You know, they have each other. They live in the dorms. It's the whole thing. It's everything is goes back to their friendship, and we really tried to hammer that home. And I think it definitely paid off with the rest of the group having the glue. You know.
But I think what really cemented it was giving your character a whole family dynamic to connect to, because then it's like, okay, this is now an established family. This is an established character that we can expand the universe now. And really now the teen scene is like, it's not a risk that they're going to go away. We know these people, they have connective tissue to each other.
Yes, that's a very, very good point. It was a bit hard to not have your family in Salem, I will say, because I was the only Greene for a while, and they were like, okay, so who's this guy? Am I going to get murdered next week? Like, no, if you don't have a lot of your family, you're like, okay, I'm on the old shopping block. But having steadily one by one my siblings come into the picture was really good, just to give the role more to do. And you can only watch Tate and Holly make out so many times. Yeah. So I was really glad to branch out and have some new emotional things to do. And that was a very welcome gift for me.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
I'm going to make I'm just going to make the quick comparison. And this is going to sound really left field, but I just now thought of it. I'm going to make the comparison between that connective tissue and the original teen scene to, I don't know if you know her, Nadia Bjorlin, who played Chloe. And I remember when Chloe was brought on, she was kind of also the outlier in that teen scene group as well. And then they made the connection to Nancy and Craig. And all of a sudden, the universe just expanded. And she had just this bona fide. And then decades passed.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh no, go ahead. I'm interested.
I was going to say we've got to know Anna Lynn a little bit since we interviewed her, but we definitely friend to the show. Kennedy Garcia is our little buddy. Every time we go to things and get to hang out a lot with her. What's it like to film with her on set? I can imagine the two of you together is
so funny. She has a great sense of humor, and it's I think sometimes we can get a little serious about shooting. And so when we're all there, it's just fun. And it's just the most fun thing about shooting with Kennedy is that it is easy. It is just like, okay, here we are. Like, it's a good, I would say Jonah's like that too. It's very, very unserious, and it's very fun. But sometimes you need that when you, especially for family scenes, right? You need that like connectivity. Anna Lynn, who's one of my favorite scene partners ever, is also like that. Like, she's very, very nurturing, supportive. So I think all of them, they're all so funny. So it's just like, great sense of humor, and then everybody has an easy day and we clock out.
Nice.
I feel like your personality is so close to Aaron's. Like, is that
dude?
How true is that?
No, it's so true. I was like, yesterday was our 60th party. 60. And I was there, all black and chains and stuff. And I made a joke to Ashley. I was like, this is not Aaron. I look nothing like Aaron. But in reality, I'm a turbo nerd. Like, everything, they gave me the Xenoblade line, which I love Xenoblade. So like, I'm there's almost zero. It's just me. It's me.
You.
I am we. There was no I'm a method actor, so
because like this whole time, like just like being around you and just seeing you talk and everything, I'm like, this is just like, I feel like I'm just sitting here talking to Aaron. Like, it's like
I think too, you take the natural approach to acting, and it's like, well, this is what comes out. I am Aaron, and that's fine. Yeah.
Well, how would you when you first got the role and started like doing the whole actor thing of like looking at the script and really trying to dive into the character and all this, if that was how you did it, like, how would you describe Aaron to us?
Aaron Greene, I always say, is probably the most wholesome person in Salem. I mean, truly no bad intention, really. But he's boy next door. He's very he's just kind. He's kind, and he just genuinely wants everybody to get along. I always say, like, he's probably one of the kindest people in Salem. And usually they're like, oh, why? Well, I'm like, well, you know, people are dead, murderers, zest. You know, the bar is actually very low. So it's easy to be a good person around here. But I always say he's just your best friend.
Yeah. But you know, with Aaron just kind of being this very like energetic, like go-getter, like type of person, you did have some really like grounded, like really hardcore like scenes, especially when Mark and Kat were in jail. Like, how was that for you to like get that and kind of go from this very like kind of free spirited character to this like very dramatic, like all the feels, you know, kind of moments? Like how was that for you? That dynamic
through Aaron's lens. I mean, I really he's happy all the time. Like there's pretty much nothing going on, but he does have a big red button and a soft spot, and that is family stuff. And so when I'm there and my brother's in jail, my sister that I didn't know was in jail, you know, it's just like having anybody talk about his family is a real trigger point. And that was important to hit there. So there was, you know, on the acting mumbo jumbo side, there's obviously the emotional steps you take to do a scene. But what I wanted it to look like, its flavor, if you will, was just anything having to do with family is a real bruise point for him. And I think anytime anybody brings up a mom or a parents, he's pretty much the first person to be like, you should appreciate having your mom or your dad, because some of us don't. And so he gets very serious very quickly about family stuff. And that was what I wanted to hit for all those scenes, which they turned out to be some of my favorite chunks to do.
Oh, you really like, I think during that time we felt for Aaron, like at the fact that like he was just being hit with like, you know, his brother is there, but now in jail. The sister that he thought, you know, wasn't alive is now alive with a new face. It was just like all these things that suddenly he was going through. And I think it definitely brought in a different layer to Aaron. Like he just wasn't like, you know, like the guy that you just input, you know, the friend of Tate here, or like you know, Tate needs this to happen, and he's like, I got you, bro. Like, no, like suddenly we were seeing Aaron go through some like really trying times.
Yeah, I mean, having things given back and then taken away from him is really, I think everybody's like, oh, he's very sad, but dude, that was more anger. I mean, he gets his brother back, his sister back, and then they get them taken away and go to jail. And then, you know, listen, how do you even explain that to someone? And all these potential prospects for him to be happy and then having them taken away was the core of his like little bad boy arc for a little bit, because that was, I mean, there were some bloodthirsty lines thrown in there too. Like he was like, I'm gonna go kill Clyde Weston. Like I'm gonna go kill him. It's crazy because you've never seen Aaron talk like that. So, there's a whole other side to him that is very, very sensitive when it comes to family stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely. But you know what I really like, and I think the way that this lends to not just the Greene family, but the way that all of you play together off of each other, is that the Greene family seems like no one person is carrying the burden alone. There's we're not keeping secrets amongst each other anymore. We're not, you know, the type of family that goes off and does something at least unless there's like maybe like under pain of death, kind of a thing. But like, especially like this week's scenes, it was all very like, we're just going to talk through it.
Yeah. I mean, and what every other family, I mean, you know, the Demirs they have what they're going on. I mean, they're always the
Demirs always have something going on.
Let me tell you, if you have a scene in that mansion, circus. It is like it is something you've never heard about. But I think the Greene family is consistently proving to be each other's first priority. And, you know, sometimes Kat and Mark do bad things for that. But on the whole, I think each of them are just looking out for each other, and that's refreshing to see.
Yeah. Speaking of having Aaron taken things away, we sort of dropped you or got you back and then dropped you in the midst of this sort of baby storyline. How much of this
You are the father.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprise.
All right, guys.
Tell us the
let me laugh.
craziness
Yeah, what
from
do you
your
think?
perspective.
Okay,
What did
let's
you know and when did you know it?
Wait,
All right,
because I feel like it's for us as fans, it wasn't more of a surprise because I feel like we were like, duh.
You knew.
We
And
knew.
you went to tell me that you knew. And you tried to get it out of me. Don't even play this. We didn't know. We thought.
Well, because I'm okay. I will tell you the moment that I went back to and knew, and it was when Sophia and Aaron were like talking or whatever. And it's like, oh, do you want to go back to my room? And I remember clutching my pearls, being like, oh, but then nothing else was talked about. It was just like a moment, and we didn't know what had happened.
There's a funny story about this.
Okay.
Okay. All right. First of all, nobody was fooled. Everybody knew. Chat, we all knew, right? So we look. The day we shot that scene, the alleged scene, the jail scene that everybody was like, what's happening, right? That scene where I go meet Sophia in the square. We filmed that scene. And I, as a joke, I left the set, I got on the stage and I went, well, that was fun. What an easy day, guys. Pfft, Aaron's the dad, right? Aaron's the dad. And I went to poor AD Lucy, and I was like, wouldn't that be crazy? Like, Aaron's a dad. Be like, I'm probably, what am I going to crash their wedding or something? What's going to happen? And I just walked around being like, yeah, Aaron's a dad. Oh, can you believe that? And I saw one of our producers really crying out, because we don't know.
Of course. Yeah, no, they don't tell you.
But we know when we read the script, and we're so far ahead. So it's hard to, keep a secret, but there are things that we don't even know that they know. And they sabotage us. So now, sorry. So we shot that scene and I was like, LOL, Aaron's a dad. Yeah, sure, whatever. I was a couple months later, I think not even that long, maybe a month or two. I was at the gym and I get a text from Ashley, who plays Holly. And she goes, did you read the script? Did you read the script? And I went, no, I'm at the gym. I haven't read it yet. I'll go home. She goes, it's you. And I went, what do you mean it's me? She goes, there's a dad, confirmed. And I was like, oh. So how awful that I could have gone out anywhere to the Starbucks, to the McDonald's on the corner and be like, I'm the dad, Mom, and just spoil it because I didn't know to keep a secret.
Yeah.
So
no, it was because then, I mean, when they came back and it was all this hoopla about, Tate's the dad, and then Sophia didn't want to keep it and everything, which shout out to Rachel and Leo, especially Rachel, because Rachel slayed this whole storyline.
Given, yeah, she was.
And we were just, I feel like us as fans, we were just like, so when are they gonna say Tate's the dad? I mean that Aaron's the dad, because it, and I mean, for a split second, I feel like we were like, oh, maybe we got it wrong. Maybe. But then we questioned so much because Tate was like, but I wore a condom, and I was like, yeah, because they made it a whole point that and I was like, well, and then it was like, well, maybe she poked holes in it. I was like, no, I don't think she poked holes in it because it was his condom. We went through,
a truther. So
I mean,
this has been the last year of my life.
We went through the whole gamut till we finally went back to that scene, and we were like, wait, y'all remember Aaron and Sophia had a moment. Aaron's the dad. And so now we've just been sitting here and here we are. Came out. Here we are. But then we also talked about just how, I mean, I'll say this for me. I feel like Aaron could have had even more of a moment with this reveal. And also, it just seemed like everything happened so fast to where I would have liked a little bit more of would he have wanted to raise the baby? It almost seems like he didn't have enough time to process it before he was just like, I'm just gonna give my rights away and now this baby who you're gonna have to keep seeing anyway because everyone's in small town Salem, USA. So
and they love to bring him to me and be like, "Hey, remember? You remember him?"
Yeah.
Like look, there go your daddy over there. Look at him.
Right. Yeah. Yes, I completely see what you're saying. And we did have a conversation, when this was all happening about taking the time to have it land with Aaron, but the impending chaos was Sophia's condition. So it did the way we wanted it to unfold was that, all right, the decision's on me and I have to make it now because my partner can't. Yeah. So the rush really was a little bit just out of fear to be like, okay, I can't make this decision. One of the adults should. And so it was one of the lines that I always bring back up when I talk about this, now that I can't talk about it, is one of my lines was, it's not like I failed a test or I, made a bad decision that, like, you can't ban me out of jail, Kat. Like, I remember talking in the kitchen with her and be like, you can't do anything about this. Yeah. I messed up permanently. And that's just you know what? I can't do this myself. I'm going to pass it to the people that I trust that can benefit from it. So I think it was really just a quick knee-jerk reaction to be like, okay, pass this off to people that know what to do. And it's a very big, shameful part of Aaron. But anytime I talk about it in universe now, it's always about like, I wasn't ready to be a dad, so I had to do something.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But we talked about this earlier, that I'm like, everybody just pulled out the stops on the emotions this week, and it seems like the resolution just ended up being so beautiful and what was best for everyone. And I said early in the show, I'm 98% there. There is like 1-2% of me that is like, where's the other shoe? Sure.
Yeah. Where's the other shoe? Is funny. Yeah. I think we all could have. This is a trap that you guys put me in. Because
don't say anything that you're gonna.
Okay, let me get you out of it. Let me rephrase this.
Go ahead.
Let me rephrase this.
Are
Aaron's emotions caught up to his actions?
Yeah. Yes. There. We are.
You can just talk about how Aaron is feeling. It's okay if you could just talk about how Aaron
currently how Aaron is feeling, like as in this week,
November 7th. Yeah,
right. Which we shot a year ago. Yes, Aaron is. We are at a good place with it. Okay. It's a little touchy. Like it's I'm definitely not done interacting with my child, but it's something that you never really, though, when you make a regret that young, it's not like you can just, I wish I could go back and redo it, because it'll constantly be there. So I think now there are sprinkles of Aaron trying to be a good father here and there around. So I think that's his penance way of making up for it. And that is something that is consistently brought back. So you'll see more of that as you go on, how he feels about it. Yeah.
Which is great, because we get to see more of you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Another thing that ties you. Yeah. What was it like shooting those scenes with Anna Lynn, which we definitely praise you and her for it. Those are so good.
Yeah. I love my scenes. Anna Lynn is her and Leo are pretty tied for my favorite scene partners, but Anna Lynn's, all of the scenes with her are so easy and they're so emotionally full. They're in action. It is very, very easy to be vulnerable with Anna Lynn. And even yesterday at the party, it was like having my big sister there. It was just really our relationship on and off it really helps it, because she's very nurturing by nature as a person. And so when you get to, as an actor, when you get to opposite someone that is very emotionally open and willing to receive you, and then give it back, you build a trust and a rapport, and that actually isn't as common as you would hope it is. Mm-hmm. So on an acting level, actor, she's very easy to work with, and all my scenes with her are the favorite.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
We do have some questions from the fans in our chat, and so I'm like scrolling through really quick.
Yeah, you answered some of them already, which is good. I was reading
Yes.
them. I was trying to sprinkle them in a little bit.
Yes.
We gotta be careful.
Well,
Yeah, I mean-
here's one from Dual Fan. He asks, when you first got cast as Aaron Greene, did you ever hear or saw Days of Our Lives? So were you familiar with the show at all, or did you have family members that were familiar with it? Like,
I did have family members. Yeah, I did have that. My mom watched in college. I mean, my grandparents freaked like when I told them. So like, I was not familiar with the universe. I'd seen maybe some of the more iconic clips. Like I've seen like
of course
slap at the wedding or whatever. Like I've seen, I've seen the big ones. But
you saw which clip?
Somebody gets slapped at a wedding.
I mean,
the infamous Sammy and Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sammy and Carrie.
Yeah. And then meeting them was also funny. To be like, I saw you get slapped. So I had a few family members that watched it, but I was not familiar with the universe at all. And it took me a while to get the family tree down.
It's a lot. It's a lot of trees.
Trust me, we've been watching for decades, and we still don't know how the family tree runs.
Yeah. Well, I gotta be in the universe and like I pretend like I know what I'm talking about. So I had to like really study, be like. Yeah.
You only got to be concerned with the family branch, the Greene family branch. Like that's it. When you start getting into everybody else's branches, like it's too much. So just know it started with Aaron Greene, and then it started with everyone else, and then it went back to the mom. Yeah, and then
I tell you, I felt bad for Marissa when she first came on because her tree is particularly complicated because she's got two dads and a mom. And they're all young, and so you forget who is her grandparents and who are her great grandparents.
Right, Marissa, twin, love of my life for real. We had a field day on this show, and yeah, she was another one too. It was like I don't really know who's related, but when it's in our lines to talk about it, we're like, what do you think? Like, and I went, okay, well, I don't know. Let's go back. So we had some fun with that.
Yeah, nice. We have Christian Me World wants to know which actor do you wish you got to work with?
I just fulfilled this answer, and I feel like I can tell you guys. I can say it.
Are you sure?
There's a sniper on the other side of the screen. Deirdre Hall is holding a gun to my head. There's I would say Julie was Susan I really wanted to work with. Aaron and Julie do have a scene together coming up. But that was very fun. I had she is such a smart lady, and we danced yesterday at the party, and it was great. But I had never gotten to work with her until just recently. So that was my number one pick. Yeah, she rocks.
We love that. She really is. She's such an amazing woman and such a strong woman and such an advocate for Days and a legacy. Not just her, but the late Bill Hayes. I mean, their story is just incredible and amazing, and she's such an amazing woman. We love Susan.
Yeah,
we love her. I'm looking for. Christian Me World also wants to know who is better at karate. You or Leo?
Leo could literally kill me, and I would not know. Like, if he could be walking down the street and he could headlock me. I don't think this is a frustrating point sometimes because there are some scenes where like, okay, maybe Leo and I have to take our shirt off or whatever. He is literally sculpted like a he's battle ready. He could just go to war now. And it's unreal. He still does his karate. He still does. I mean, everything. He's out like wrestling every other day. I mean, he's great. It's like jujitsu or some Brazilian. It's like chi blocking. I don't even know.
Yeah, like have you seen his videos?
You're just beating him up. He's beating them people up.
Yeah,
and, so
I mean, we have a running joke of the scene in the Horton cabin when he was just in his underwear, like no shirt or anything like that. That's the moment that Sophia became dignified.
I mean, look, it's Leo Howard. He's so cool, and on top of that, he's really cool. Yeah, he's got it all. But he's Leo is definitely better at karate than me, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah, he can block my chi.
Are there any other like famous like soap opera tropes you'd love Aaron to get into? Like we've already got a paternity. He's already had like the paternity storyline. What other without giving away any future plots, but any ones off the top of your head you're like, oh, I wish Aaron could experience this or
right. And we know I'm particularly bad with giving away plots. So what I will say, I really it's not quite there yet, but the trope that I really want is some type of super romance in the rain, stopping a wedding. I mean, something like that. Like I want a really big gesture. And it's I would say I've gotten close. But I'm still waiting on the big one.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna bring that up because Megan Bizzaro was is asking, are you bummed that you didn't get an on-screen love scene?
Am I bummed? Real torn up about it.
There it is.
Some people look, I know, like, yeah, I know Aaron might have had a different opinion than Lewis, because actors have very different opinions on this than their on-screen characters.
I actually would say it was a good thing that didn't happen. I think there's a lot more chemistry, and if we are gonna go that route, it is probably better spent with other people. So I think that Aaron and Sophia, a big part of it is he does love Sophia, or he was like super in love.
Well, yeah.
So, but it wasn't the type of romance he was looking for, and I think he can find that very close by.
Yeah. Well, I think during the whole beginning thing, even when it was like, oh, why don't you pretend to take Sophia or take the whole prom thing that happened. But it was like, Aaron's feelings were really tied in that too. He handled it differently, but we were just like, we don't understand. Like, Tate and Holly, just go be together. Like, why y'all got to rope everybody else into all this?
I end up with no date, actually.
Right, I know.
Yeah. You know what? Aaron takes a lot of L's throughout the. I am just getting hit left and right. I think in that first beginning little bit of the high school stuff, I think I did get slammoed, but comeuppance is had. Yeah. Things can get better in that department. Again, it's very close by. All he is.
But you were the one we were most interested in seeing. Like, ironically, sometimes that can happen where they put someone front and center, and you're like, okay, I like this, but what happened to that character over there? Like, bring that person back. What I mean? Like, let's see that person a little bit more. So I know, again, you guys shoot so far in advance that you have to wait a little while to catch up. Usually, like around here, we have a joke of, if we see someone and then 8 months later we get the confirmation of whether or not they're liked or not, because then we know they either come back or they disappear, kind of a thing. So yeah, it's nice to see Aaron is cemented for now. Yeah, we're seeing
yes.
Or we get announcements that new characters are coming on and we don't see them until 9 months later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Add it to the list of things that Tony will not let go. And I do actually have this list written down. On it also are where are Paulina's shoes and the Blue Bunny incident.
Y'all do not understand. I'm still wondering what happened to that woman's shoes. That's a whole different thing, Lewis. God. You don't have to worry about that. That is a whole
I couldn't tell you.
Just know what happened to the Demir house. So when you said Demir house was a circus, I immediately flashed to that when we were the Paulina thing, and it was like, oh god.
Every time you're on that set, it's a little bad luck, to be real. Like you get there and you're like, what could possibly come out of this room right now? And it is a daunting feeling to be on that set.
So now you've been in this role for over 2 years now, right?
Yeah, coming up, just about.
What have you learned, like, as Lewis, about yourself in this realm, because soaps are, people always make fun of soap operas and they're like, whatever. But we always say, and especially after talking with everyone, really this is like the acting stomping ground. Like this is like the acting boot camp, because you got one take to like get it together, and you don't get to redo it. You don't get to like, do something different, or play with it a little. They ain't got time for that. So for you, like stepping into this world, what have you learned about yourself as an actor, and what have you taken away from being in soaps so far?
That's a great question. I think, prior to being on Days, I just completed the 2-year Meisner program, and that was like real hard. And I was really looking for a place to put it into action, right?
Yeah.
And Nickelodeon did train me a little bit we shoot really fast. So
Yeah.
that was a curve, but I was ready to handle it. I think the biggest thing that it taught me was, it's a type of locking in where like I need to be human now. I know sometimes people do clown on soap operas for being dramatic or whatever, but there are great lesson on the upper echelon of emotions that people don't get to feel very often. And portraying that can be hard because we need it now, and you don't get to have time to build it up. You really don't get to. You have to be a professional right now. So I think all of us, even though we joke, we laugh, or whatever, there is an air of when all of us have to you develop a locking in mechanism for this show when you really have to show out. And trusting that was the biggest thing I learned. Getting there and trusting your partner too. Leo, Annalyn, Ashley, like all of them are very like, ready? Let's go. And especially when you have to have a romance, anything with anybody. Marissa was also a light in my life for our scenes and really trusting it. So you just learn trust. You learn to trust yourself. You learn to trust the process and trust your partner. And that's earned. And it's hard. It's hard to do.
Absolutely. Now, before we let you go, because I'm pretty sure we'll have you back for sure.
You can call me tomorrow, and I'll be.
I know. You'll be ready. You've been ready.
Hello. I've been sitting in this waiting room for 2 years, Chad.
We always like to ask this question in a way of giving fans what they want, because everyone wants to know what's coming up. But we like to do it in a way where you don't give too much, you just give enough, and that's with one word. You had one word to describe what is coming up for Aaron. What would that word be? Choose wisely, because these people are better than the Salem PD and can figure out a lot of things. So what word would you give for what we are about to see with Aaron?
Love.
Yay!
And you know what, though? I have to tell the chat. I have to expose you real quick, because sometimes it's hard. You're like, what's coming up? Blah, blah, blah. Acting like you three will not go fracking for that answer. We are at the can run. And it was when nobody was fooled. And it's not like you get, oh, no, I can't tell you. Like, you want to know, like, what's coming up. Tony went up to me with, we think you're the father.
Did I?
Yeah, and I was like, are you sure? That's a wild theory.
Wait, did I do that really?
Yes. And I have to be like,
yeah.
oh my God, what a crazy theory. That's wild. And then I have to like be an actor for a second and be like, that's, I can see where you might think that.
Yeah.
Be like, he knows. So it's hard when you guys are like, you know what? Just give us a one word. Give us something coming up. And you're like, you already know.
I think we did. No, I knew. I'll be honest. I was 98% there when we met at our anniversary party in February.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay. But it's okay. It's okay. Because he didn't say anything, guys. Don't fire him. He didn't actually say anything. I was just like, oh, okay. But in defense of Tony, that was a very, I think his defenses were down because it was so cold and it was so rainy that day where we were just like,
it was so funny. I mean, Ashley is like sweating next to me, being like, don't, she's like, she has to, bodyguard me. I'm literally the Tom Holland from the NCU.
Tom
Like
Holland,
I was just talking about it, and so they have to put me with someone. So Ashley was like, I think she said they're like, okay, look, don't say anything, you know, like.
But I think
it joke on set that all of the things I do for social media, like our social media coordinator Heather, we have a joke that my folder is bursting out of the seams because there's just so many things that I can't talk about that I was bringing up. So I'm glad this is finally coming out. I have like a weight off my chest.
Yeah.
See, no, that's why we wanted to wait.
Yeah. But also like, you know, the biggest downfall is that yes, they shoot so far ahead that like, you know, when you first meet someone, you're like, oh, like I want to talk, but we can only talk about what we're seeing now, not what you shot today. So it's like it then just becomes like a waiting game.
Yeah, like, oh, this was a year ago. Okay. Right. You know that like you have to play catch up with yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
but I love the fact, number one, I don't even remember doing that. But it also,
you don't remember your defenses were down.
But it also sounds very much like me to like come up to someone and be like this is just what we're thinking or like what we're talking about, especially you know, when people associate us with the show and everything like that. And so we'll be like, oh yeah, like that's what we're talking about. Aaron's the dad. And then I'm like, oh my God, hi, how are you? And just like leave you to be like, oh, what does he know?
It's really funny though. I was like, I really had to lock in for that. Speaking of being like, it was like getting shot in the face, and I was like, no, like it was really funny. But I see all these chats, and I want to be like, yes, no, yes. It's like, you know, I want to, but I think people are catching on to what's next for.
Yeah.
I can. Well, you can say yes or no to this. Your brother is in the chat, and he wants to know if ask him if he is better looking than his little brother.
You know, it's a very interesting question. Because I don't know why we let rats in the chat. Okay, well, he's asking me if I have a better looking little brother. I'll start ringing a bell.
Oh,
I don't know if I have an ugly little brother. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
No, he's a handsome man.
Here.
He's a handsome ladies man. He's got the same genes, so he's you know, he's got the Italian.
Oh,
so he's fine. He's fine. But
we
like in the middle of family drama.
I let rats in the chat.
Yeah. Well,
too funny.
Lewis, it finally happened. We finally had you on here.
Was it as good for you as it was for us?
Wait, you make it sound like, do we need a cigarette after this? Like,
please rephrase that.
Yeah, Aaron, you wouldn't stop. You wouldn't stop talking.
No, but we're glad to. We always love having, you know, people on the show because we want you to be able to like talk about some things that we may not know about certain scenes or certain storylines. We love to hear like people's take. And so with the reveal that Aaron is the daddy, you know, which we know, but you know, we wanted to like hear your thoughts on it because I mean, again, it was one of those things where it was like, it's a possibility because we had this one scene, but in true classic Days form, they could have just been like, gotcha, and like went somewhere over here where we were like, what? So no, it's great to hear your thoughts about it, and a lot of people wanted to hear a lot of things. I'm gonna give a shout out to Jeff R because Jeff R had a question, and I feel like we kind of avoid questions that may be foretelling of the future to not put you in any sticky situations. So don't be hurt, Jeff R. We saw your question. We just trying to make sure that Lewis keeps a job.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I think we're at a good point now where not a lot has happened that isn't foreseeable. There hasn't really been like a big. I mean, there's been big little twists and turns, but nothing that I think anybody could guess. But everything now, I think, is you're on the right track, Jeff R. Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
Have you met soap fans? They figure out they figure out things before you even get the script for it.
That is very true.
Yeah.
That legit happened one time recently. Like we were like, how do we just have someone know that? And you just have to like ignore it until that comes out. It's true. I have not met a great deal of them, but I do know that it's the FBI.
Yeah,
They really are.
100%.
Just before we came on the show, Justin was telling me a story just from last night, and I'm like, I went home. What the heck happened?
I mean,
a lot.
Yeah.
We have to have a lot. Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. We skirted over this. I mean, you've mentioned, and we keep mentioning that we were all at the 60th yesterday.
All right.
And we asked a lot of people this question, and now we get to ask you, especially being one of the newer members. Like yesterday for you, like looking around the room and seeing Ken Corday and his speech and everything like that, and being a part of a show that has been on the air for the past 60 years. Like, what does that mean for you? And especially for someone who they said initially, well, we got 8 episodes for you. And then, that's it. And now you've been on way longer than 8 episodes. But like, what was, when you went home last night, what were your thoughts and feelings about being a part of the history of this show now?
The moment that it hit me was Ken Corday came out to do a speech, and it was an aura farming speech. It was really good. Like it was like we were all we were ready to go to war. And before he started that though, he asked Deirdre, Suzanne, and Susan to stand up, and we clapped because the matriarch is the whole entire thing. And you can see they've seen every party for the last 60 years, and they have been. It's like you can see their legacy standing behind them, and it's giving me chills now. But it's in the moment, it was like, whoa! You are being handed something, and I think this is what makes a difference between someone that stays on and is well loved versus someone that maybe dips out early. Is you really have to understand this is taking of a torch, and to respect the hell out of that, because when we were there at this event, you've seen people that have known each other for 50 years. I mean, what was I doing 50 years ago? I was a little. It was like, wow, they've been doing this for a half a century, some of them, and it's just crazy. So to see that there and to clap and recognize them is very old Hollywood and very respectful, and they've earned their glitz and glamour. And so to us, I think the younger people, we were like, we can't even fathom having done something for 50 years, let alone, 2 years is a big milestone for me.
Yeah.
But when you see them standing there and icons and legends that they have clawed their own selves to be made, that was when I was like, I am a part of something old and big.
Yeah.
And then
absolutely.
We all went to Rob's after to take shots, and that was when I was like, wow.
And happy birthday, Robert Scott Wilson.
And happy birthday, Rob. We have so many pictures. We went to his house, and it was very fun.
Nice.
So, he had a good party.
Good. I mean, I feel like, it's when you start looking at just the many actors who have been a part of the show, and so many who have been on there for decades, it's like, wow, they have created and kept going something that's so legendary and so generational, because so many families have grandparents that watched, that passed it down to the next generation, who passed it down to the next generation. And so it's like, it's one of the few genres where it is very generational, and it is very within the family to be like, oh yeah, we watch, Days of Our Lives, and we have been watching I've met fans who watched the first episode, and I'm like,
it's insane. It's insane because it's like, wow.
It's
and
crazy.
It's, as an actor,
you can't binge watch that.
No.
We've been asking for it.
I have. I want to see some of the older episodes. I want to see when Marlena was possessed the first time. I want to see that stuff. Just relive it. Yeah.
But it's like you can see that all in their eyes when they're there, and we have our heavy hitters, right? We have Paul, we have Rob, we have Lindsay, all these people are doing really, really good right now, and they're our leading front line. But when these 3 women stood up, it was like they were carrying on off their shoulders is why we're here. And of course, all of our crew was there. Ken Corday was there, obviously giving speech. Everybody was there. Noel was there. I mean, everybody that they gave us a speech for the new season because we got renewed, by the way, for 2 new seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And Noel, our director, was like, he told us a funny story about how a farmer made really good bacon, and we really want to make all good bacon. And it was a really good inspirational speech and thing to just hear. So in this period of time, we're celebrating 60 years, we're celebrating 2 new seasons, but really I think what we're celebrating is we get to keep going.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
I also just want to shout out your cousins who are, I think, also in
this chat.
The whole family, and everyone wants to know if he has a better looking younger cousin. I think everyone just wants, like, are these people like old enough to date and single? Like, do we need to do like a family like dating show to get everyone?
You know what? I have a very good looking entire family, guys. I don't mean to brag, but all my family is incredibly good looking. But yes, I'm glad they've invaded the chat. I sent them the link in the family chat where we play,
I love that. I love and they're all here. So, and then John J says Lewis is doing a great job on the show. Seems like a very nice guy. Good job to his parents for giving us him as an actor and good human being.
Yes, shout out to my mom and dad who are watching this right now. Who, speaking of burden on the shoulders and carrying forward, I would not be here without their sacrifice. So, shout out to my family, guys. Please, nobody ask if you're better looking.
Well, as always, it's such a pleasure to see you and to talk to you, and we're so happy to have you on today. And yes, you will be on again, and yes, we will chat again, and yes, we can't wait to see what happens with Aaron in the future so that we can have you on again and talk about it again.
You call, I'm there. Thank you so much for finally letting me on. This is a big, I think, rite of passage for anybody on the show, and we always talk about it, and everybody had only good things to say about you guys. So I really, 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 really thank you for this spot. And wow, I feel like I've hit a big milestone.
Of course. Listen, you're doing an amazing job on the show, and you have been. Like, there are some people who start on the show and they're not so good. Right. That's not you. You fell right into it. So congratulations on that, and for continuing on. And it's just amazing to, like, it's always an amazing feeling and a bit of validation when, like you said, you came on and it was like, it's going to be this much, and you're still there. And the fans obviously not only love you, but they also love the Greene family as well, and what you guys have brought to the show. So shout out to, like, everyone and great work. Yeah.
Entire chat. I see everybody doing their typing, and I appreciate all of you so much. It's always a coin flip when you get on a big show like this, and you want to be liked, but you also want to do a good job, and you can't please everybody. But so far, everybody has been very, very supportive and very, very welcoming. It's been a hell of a 2 years, and I hope for 2 more.
Absolutely. And of course, the biggest validation of them all is my mother, who says you are doing a great job. So,
Mildred, I love you. That is my
let's see. There we go. All right. Well, Lewis, thank you again.
Yeah,
and
so
we will we'll see each other soon, hopefully.
You guys have been the goats. I will see you very soon, I'm sure, for another party.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right.
We're always there somewhere.
Right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Oh, he's so great.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, but before we go, guess what we have to do?
Long show.
We have to show what's coming up this week on Days of Our Lives.
Next week on Days of Our Lives. We really appreciate you sitting down with us.
Now, what kind of stories do you want to hear?
Ayla, how's Thomas?
Is he okay?
Chose to confide in Paulina instead of you. Did you ever stop to ask yourself why?
This means you're engaged.
University Hospital brought the community together for laughter, charity, and hope. So with the opening of the Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic, my grandfather's legacy will continue to serve the community all the days of our lives.
Hell am I?
Wait, what was that last little heartbeat? Somebody said, "Where am?" Oh yeah, that was Kristen.
Kristen, yeah. A lot going on next week.
There's a lot going on next week. A lot of returning faces.
I love it. I love it when they bring people back, and I love that I like it. I like when you, because I think it also makes the show feel familiar again. Not that it doesn't now, but it's like when you get to reminisce with like those characters, it's like number one, they still exist, and number two, it's good to go down memory lane. So there's that. Well, everybody, as usual, this has been an amazing show. We've had an amazing time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for appreciating us.
You got a lot of us this weekend. Yeah, between
I will
stream and the show.
Thank you if you tuned in both yesterday and today. For our viewers who tuned in yesterday live with us, especially, and today live with us. If you are fans of the show, thank you for supporting us. If you're new to the show, please stay on with us for the weeks to come. We do this every Sunday.
And you know what? I will say this. Because Lewis just mentioned it, how people speak very highly of us, and it's kind of like a rite of passage to come on here. And there's been a few comments recently, or things that I've been told that the cast really supports us and really loves us, and I know I and we truly appreciate that, because this is just a show where like we are able to come and talk about our favorite soap opera, and we've created such a great community of people. And so sometimes it's nice to be reminded that people do appreciate what you're doing. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate the cast, and I appreciate you all showing up. I appreciate all of the hosts that have been a part of this show. So thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. And of course, we didn't get a chance to properly celebrate, but shout out to Justin and Araceli for sticking with this for 5 years.
Happy anniversary to us. And happy birthday to my gift king, Dylan Matthews.
Yes, happy birthday, Dylan.
For my tech deficient self.
Yes. Let's just make sure we have that on time next time. Ooh.
Did Jen help with the photos? Shout out to Jen Fargo. Did she?
Jen sent in Dan's photo as well.
Jen helped with the photos. Dual fan help. Yeah, guys. This is a community. Like we do a lot of work. We're the faces of it, but we love this community that we've built. I think Justin and I especially have been astounded because we started in the pandemic. We were like, okay, this is just a tiny little box show that we're going to be part of. We're not going to be in studio. Who knows? At that time, we were like, who knows if we're ever going to meet each other.
Yeah. No, they definitely started. You guys started during a transitional time for Dishin Days, where we were getting away from AfterBuzz TV because they had a different path, but we had a loyalty to our fans during that time to keep things going. So thank you guys for being a part of this. All right, but okay, we're done with this. Let's just go now. First of all, shout out to Michael Mattis, who couldn't be here today because he is photographing an event, a Days event today. But if you want to see and follow Michael Mattis, make sure you follow him on Instagram and Twitter X at ML Mattis and MLM Images LA. Justin Lee Hareld, where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram at Justin Lee Hareld.
You did it. Sorry.
Sorry.
Araceli, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Tia323 Araceli.
And you can find little old me everywhere at Lounging with Tony. And you can find us on social media, Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. We want to thank you guys once again for joining us for another full dish of this week's episodes of Peacock's Days of Our Lives. We also want to give a big shout out to Louis Tomeo. Did I say that right?
Tomeo.
Louis Tomeo. That's right. I was like, I said it wrong. I said it wrong again.
It stands for
Louis
all over again.
Tomeo. There we go. Y'all know I'm gonna have to say it like that until I get it. Wait, did I say it wrong again?
No, you said it. You said it right.
Just keep doing it, and it'll roll off the tongue as easily as Ilya.
Louis Tomeo. Thank you for stopping by. We really appreciate it, and we're glad that we got to chat with you here. We've gotten to chat with him like outside of here, but it was great to chit chat with him. And y'all go find him on the social medias and give him some loves and a shout out. We're going to go show ourselves some loves, and we'll see you guys back here next Sunday for another full dish of next week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. Until then, y'all, have a wonderful, safe week. Go back and watch yesterday's video if you haven't already, chock full of mini interviews with your favorite day stars. And we'll be back next week, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye.